Hello, hello, hello. This is the Rundown, A2DRadio.com. As I blow my own eardrums out to the intro of our show.
It's really that loud?
Yes, it's terrible. That's why I've got one headset on and one off, and Frank apparently can't figure out how to make it better in my headset.
God damn it, Frank.
Well, we're live, damn it.
Jesus,
so.
Franco.
Don't call me Franco. I'm not no Spanish dictator.
You're an Italian.
I know.
Franco. Here, will this help you?
All right.
Which one is it connected to?
All right.
It's the one in the middle, isn't it?
It's the one. All right, there's that. Da.
Well, while Frank figures that out,
found it.
we're back
All right.
from our long
Jesus.
3 weeks.
vacation break, the 3-week vacation break. I went on vacation. You went on vacation. Tom was on vacation. You didn't go on vacation, did you?
What?
You're the only one here that you didn't.
I
went
mean-
on vacation. Ralph, Tom, you didn't go, did
I
you?
didn't go on vacation because.
Why not?
Because his life sucks.
No, because I was busy,
'Cause
damn
his
it.
life sucks.
Clearly.
Thank you.
There's a reason why he's
Is your
depressed.
headset good?
Yeah, mine's good now.
Mine's fine now.
Oh, good.
Yes.
Thanks, Frank.
You're welcome.
Obviously, Eagles.
Back to my useless life.
The Eagles season, as Frank, you would know, you've got an event later tonight after the show. The Eagles season, preseason at least, officially underway, and a lot of things to talk about the first couple weeks of preseason. We got a big trade. Sean Watson's favorite player is now gone.
Well, he was going to be gone
Sorry,
at the end of the
Trisha.
season anyway.
Yes, yeah. Did you see there was a report like 5 teams are interested in signing Ryan Matthews? One of them is San Diego. Sean is probably chomping at the bit. Like, please let it be San Diego. I can go back and hang out with him again.
And hang out with Charger James.
Oh,
it's one of his fan friends.
San Diego is really one of the teams that want him
Yeah,
back?
apparently.
San Diego.
You know, he wouldn't be the full-time back there, but they probably feel like he can help.
Yeah.
Well, it's not even San Diego anymore. I'm sorry.
It's the Los Angeles Chargers.
Did you see that they had like 20,000 people at like
It's StubHub Center.
Yeah, at the StubHub Center for like it was like an open practice or something between the 2 LA teams or something. Meanwhile, in San Diego at like Qualcomm or something last year, the Chargers had over 40,000 people at an open practice. So like they left there because apparently of how shitty the Qualcomm Stadium was and the support they were getting from the city. Yeah, it seems like they're getting even less support in Los Angeles.
Yeah. It's all about the money.
Yeah, it's all about the money. That's what the Spanos want. It's money, money, money.
Well, that preseason game last night was...
That was something. I loved the ending.
Frank, you have the giggles. Is there something we should know about?
Nothing.
What's up, Frank?
Nothing.
Yeah, I know. What's going on with you?
Nothing's going on. Nothing.
What's your thoughts of Tom going to Vegas without you?
Good for him. It would be weird if I showed up.
That's bullshit. He didn't bring me.
I know. He should have brought everybody in the station to go to Las Vegas. We could have done like an entire week's worth of shows in the middle of like the fountains of the Bellagio or something.
I guess I was kind of
strippers all around us.
I guess I was kind of invited, but then I had to stay here and dog sit. So that kind of was the end of that. Before we go any further, we are brought to you by BMW of Atlantic City. As always, BMW of Atlantic City, easy to get 2 minutes off of exit 37 of the Garden State Parkway. Online at bmwofatlanticcity.com. Go visit BMW of Atlantic City, Egg Harbor Township. Talking Eagles, we're talking the first couple preseason games. They look better in the first one than they did yesterday. Kind of weird. We look good against the Packers. You look terrible against the Bills. We're going to discuss the positional groups, which group we now feel is the strongest.
Hold on. You said we look better against the Packers than we did against
I
the
thought
Bills?
so.
Stay off the weed!
Are you for real? What part of the effort? Explain to me what part of the offensive effort looked good yesterday against the Bills.
I mean, we were running sweep plays with Garrett Blunt. That was awful.
So how the hell is that good? Well, okay, that's what I'm saying. So we looked better against the Packers than we did against the Bills, did we not?
I mean,
how the hell we look? Hold on.
It's the
Shut up. It's not
preseason,
your show.
damn it.
You explain to me how we look
Well, I'm on the
Bills.
producer of the show, damn it!
So mute yourself, producer.
See, I can't
Get
say
back
anything
behind the glass.
because I missed the whole first preseason game. I only saw highlights. So
how the hell are you going to question
right.
me?
On vacation.
Because I know Frank was going to wanted to say, so I just said it.
Yeah, because I'm like.
I mean, listen, Carson Wentz.
Yeah, I mean, it was hit and miss on both performances. I mean,
was it? I'm just really worried about it. I'm really
performances.
worried about the starters more than anything else. I don't give a fuck what Matt McGloin did once he came into
I don't
the
give a
fucking
shit.
game.
I don't give a shit about
Matt
McGloin either.
McGloin. That's my man right there. He stinks, dude. He's so
much.
bad. He's so
I love you.
bad.
So that's my guy right there. I mean, he stinks. But I love that guy, but he stinks. He's terrible.
Oh man.
But he probably didn't go to school that far from you, didn't he?
He went to Penn State.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying high school wise, he probably didn't go
I
far.
don't know where he went to high school.
He was in PA somewhere.
I'll look that up.
Yeah, look
for
that
you.
up, Frank.
Remember when he actually started a few games for the Oakland Raiders?
Oh God.
Yeah.
You remember when that happened?
And
That's how
that-
god awful they were.
And that playoff game.
Oh, did he start a playoff game?
No, Connor Cook.
It was Connor Cook. I forgot.
Jeez.
Yep.
Jesus.
Yeah, McGloin. Yeah, that's
Christ.
this. I was about to say McGloin. That was a couple years ago.
Yeah.
McGloin played for them. That wasn't last year.
Well, McGloin was with the Raiders, right, last year?
I don't know who he was.
McGloin
last
was with
year.
the Raiders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. I didn't think he played it all last year. That's for damn sure.
Nah, he didn't.
Connor Cook.
No,
beat
he
you out.
played
You
the
stink.
he played the Week 17 game. The rest of that Week
Oh
17
yeah,
game.
probably. Because you don't want to get Connor Cook injured now too.
Right.
Yeah, he stinks.
And
He's
then
still
McGloin got
inefficient.
injured.
But that's my point. Like I don't care what the non-starters did. All I care about is what the starters did. In the first game against the Packers, the play where Wentz dipped underneath of Clay Matthews and found Matt Collins down the field, and they ran 50 yards for a touchdown.
Collins got
and was
that
I
stiff
and,
arm like a
and
grown
how long?
man.
How long have I been all over Matt Collins since
Yeah.
before the draft? Right?
Yeah.
Was I not all over that with a scouting report?
That stiff arm was vicious.
With somebody that
He
I
said,
trust.
Get off of me.
Right, a buddy of mine that writes for the Eagles. It's part of the 4th and John podcasts and
Yeah.
all that. And I said I trust his opinion. He's somebody that really knows what he's talking about. And I was all over Matt Collins pre-draft, right? And said it's somebody that we should take middle round somewhere. We took him in the 4th round, and now look, that we traded Jordan Matthews because of how good Matt Collins looked in that first preseason
Ronald
game.
Darby looked pretty good last night, too.
Darby's legit, and you
Yeah.
know me because of my Rex Ryan love affair. I watched a lot of Bills games last year. Their secondary.
It definitely improved
Well, listen,
with Darby.
Rex Ryan his defenses have always put a lot of pressure on cornerbacks.
Mm-hmm.
They did it in New York, and he had 2 really good ones. Revis is a Hall of Famer. Antonio Cromartie was one of the best cover corners in the game. They had a really good defense, top defense in football for a couple years there. A lot of pressure was put on those cornerbacks. They were pretty much on their own island, but Revis and obviously Cromartie could handle it because of who they were. It's really hard to play. There's a lot of pressure on you as a cornerback in a Rex Ryan defense. And, I mean, Darby had a better year last year than Stephon Gilmore, and Gilmore signed a big deal in New England.
Yep.
So, people I think look too much into, he didn't have a good year last year. Well, he had a better year than Gilmore, and Gilmore's making $50 million, making a $50 million contract or whatever it is in New England now. And Darby's 23 with 2 years left on his contract.
Yeah.
And you're trading a guy in Jordan Matthews who you're not even re-signing after the year.
Yeah, he was going to walk anyway, so.
And he might not even play that much this year.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, would you?
I mean, from what I heard, it was a week-to-week basis, but because of the initial ruling as a chip sternum, that it might, depending on how bad it could get, it could take up to 2 years.
I know. Now he's injured in Buffalo. Yeah,
Yeah.
with the chip sternum. I'm talking about before that. Yeah, the way Matt Collins looked in that first preseason game with that explosiveness.
Yeah.
I mean, there's just a chance that he was going to be fighting for it wasn't like he was going to be on the field at all times like he was last year. Alshon was going to be the one. Torrey Smith and Aguilar were going to see some time. Matt Collins was going to see some time. Pumphrey and Sproles are going to see some time. That's a lot of receivers to all get time. And for a guy in Jordan Matthews who doesn't really do anything elite. He doesn't have elite speed. He doesn't have elite hands. He doesn't run elite routes. He doesn't get elite separation. I mean, Matt Collins already brings something to the table that's better than anything Jordan Matthews could offer you. Explosiveness.
Mm-hmm.
And you mentioned that stiff arm was fucking dirty.
Yeah, it was. God, that was a grown man stiff arm, too.
He's going to see quite a bit of playing time in this offense by the end of the year. He might start on special teams a lot to begin with, and
that's fine.
The first few weeks of the year, you might see a lot more of Aguilar and guys like that. But I'm convinced Hollins is going to make plays offensively for this football team. There's just too much there for him not to do it. But that one play with Wentz dipping underneath of Clay Matthews, and then throwing the ball down the field to Hollins and them scoring a touchdown, that was better than anything in 60 minutes of yesterday's football game against the Bills. You want to know what was the best thing in yesterday's football game?
The win.
Ed Hockley's gun show that he was putting on every chance he got. We threw 73. We called 73 penalties in a preseason game.
Yeah. Well, they're working at the kinks too.
Yeah.
The kinks.
Come on, man.
Ed Hockley.
Yeah, I think it was 25% of the refs now are going to be full time.
Well, they
That's
probably
a good
should
thing.
be.
Yeah.
Ed Hockley working at the kinks. Ed Hockley doesn't have any more kinks to work out. He's got muscles growing out of places most normal people don't.
Yeah.
The most he's the most jacked NFL official there is, and he's like 65 years old.
And he's a lawyer as well.
Yeah, but that explains
he's a lawyer
things.
too?
He's
Yeah.
a lawyer in the offseason. He loves attention. See,
His side hustle's
he loves
a lawyer.
his side hustle. I would say my full-time job's a lawyer, and my side hustle's the NFL.
Yeah.
That's probably more. He could probably work like 5 to 10 cases a year and make more money doing that
You'll
than
get a
he
lot of
probably
bitches
does.
with that line.
You might get a lot of bitches looking the way he does at 65 too. But like, you ever feel like the attention always has to be on him?
Yeah.
Whenever his crew works a football game, like they call more penalties.
He stands out so much.
They call more penalties than any officiating crew in football, and then they got to explain it. I actually like Hockley because I think he's entertaining. He'll explain shit to you, to the point where it's like, all right, you know what? Like, I kind of knew that, but stupid football fans wouldn't. So I like the fact that he explained everything to everybody as if they're an idiot. like that's kind of what lawyers do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They explain things to people as if nobody knows what the fuck they're talking about. Everybody's an idiot.
Like
So
everybody knows what I'm talking about,
Right.
but I'm just going to explain
Everybody's
it
an idiot, so I have to explain it so that you can understand it. Like, no, Ed, I kind of, I had a point before that. I remember one of my favorite moments, Hockley was the official for the 49ers-Giants NFC Championship game, like in 2011, the second time the Giants went to beat the Patriots in the Super Bowl. And the NFC title game that year was Harbaugh's like first year or whatever with the 49ers. It was 49ers-Giants, and it was in San Fran. And remember, they had like the new overtime rule that year. So like they were going into overtime, and Hockley was explaining the new overtime rule. And of course, he went all lawyer on it, and it took him like 2 minutes to explain this overtime rule. He's like, okay, guys. He's like, gentlemen, this is how overtime will work this year. It is no longer sudden death. If the team that possesses the ball first goes down and scores a touchdown, the game is over. However, if the team that possesses the ball first kicks a field goal, the other team will now get a chance to possess the football and try to match that score. Now, if neither team scores a touchdown or scores a field goal, it then becomes sudden death from that point forward. Does everybody understand? And the 49ers fans are like, boo. like they're booing him as he's explaining this. I was like, that's kind of how everybody feels when lawyers speak. Like, it's just kind of how we all feel. But then the 49ers went to lose in overtime, and I was like, see, that's what you get. Yeah. That's what happens. That's what you get for booing Ed Hockley. You don't boo Ed Hercules, okay? That's a violation.
That's good name. Patent that. You got to patent that.
Ed Hercules.
You don't boo Ed Hercules. It's a football violation. What happens if you boo Ed Hercules? Your team loses.
Yeah.
Now you learn that day. But yeah, it's atrocious. I'm okay. I mean, listen, if his crew wants to, people might complain, I call too many penalties. If he wants to call 73 penalties in a regular season game or a playoff game, good for them. Okay, whatever. Knock yourself out. I really don't care. But for what reason?
If they do that in the regular season,
and if you wanted to do that, like in the whole first, first 2 quarters or something, maybe. But once Matt McGloin is playing fucking quarterback, I no longer need to see you calling penalty after penalty after penalty. Like there was some ticky-tack bullshit in that game too.
Yeah.
You watched the whole game?
The relevant parts of the game.
Yeah, I kind of turned it off.
I was there the entire game.
Like I said, it gets to certain points where once you see guys wearing this, like guys playing that are like 4th string guys that are wearing the same jersey number as somebody I saw starting
or single
in the first quarter
single
of the game,
digit numbers or something.
Yeah, and I got a wide receiver with the
number 9.
Yeah, wearing number like 6. Once I see guys like that, now it's time to turn this game off. Right. And now it's just time to stop calling penalties. I no longer need to call penalties. It's the XFL from this point.
Yeah, just get this game over.
There was a couple ticky-tack, like, pass interference penalties.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I don't really know, like they called one offensively. The one offensively they called on the Bills. I was like, I don't even know what the fuck we're calling there. Like, I was like, I don't.
They're just working out their kinks.
Yeah, they're just.
I'd rather have them call 73 penalties in a preseason than in the regular season when it counts.
No. Why?
I would.
At least if you're calling 73 penalties, it means you're just calling too many penalties on both teams. That at least, the regular season game, it's meaningful. It means something, so do it. Like, if that's how you're going to do it, be consistent. Like, this a preseason game, doesn't matter. I don't think you could go put your whistle back in your bag if you want in the second half. Like, I don't even need a whistle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just let all hell break loose. Who gives a fuck? More people would watch the second half of a preseason game if you did that. Like if you announced at halftime that there's now half the rules here in the second half that there was in the first half, more people would legitimately watch. They'd be like, all right, you know what? Now that we're playing XFL rules, I might watch the second half of this preseason game. That's how you determine how many of these scrubs make your roster. The ones that survive, it's survival of the fittest. The one that survive XFL rules, he hate me and guys like that, they're going to join a roster. Remember the XFL when you had at the very beginning, they'd run to the center of the field, the wrestle for the ball, and like the first game that they did it, somebody broke their collarbone or something. It's like, well, you don't deserve to be on a roster anyway. Yeah. Exactly. Alpha my team. Survival of the fittest. Like, if that was the type of shit we did, like if we turned it into rugby in the second half of these preseason games or something, it'd be much more entertaining.
I would watch it.
That would be dope to watch that.
Because I turned it off and I can't remember what the hell I was watching like the final 2 hours of last night. I think I went back and was watching I was watching the Little League World Series at one point. Mm-hmm. And then that got boring and I started watching The Simpsons or something.
Which part? The boring part or the good part of The Simpsons? Of the entire history.
Simpsons is a great show.
It's a great show.
There's a boring part of The Simpsons.
Yeah. Everything after season 8.
I don't know about that. I mean, the first 10 seasons of The Simpsons were the best. Yeah. Like, it went downhill after that. Like, I'll watch a Simpsons episode now and you're just like, that's not the same as it used to be. But, I mean, not. Like, they never, there's a reason.
2017, Zach.
There's a reason they're 30 years in, they're about to be 30 years into a run. They don't suck. Shows that suck don't last 30 years. Yeah. Unless you're Monday Night Raw. Sorry, Maddie and Mataraki, if you're listening, but
the PG era.
Yeah, it's just the way that works. Yep. Did everybody hear the sad news? Ric Flair.
Yeah,
Ric Flair is he's on life support. They got him on dialysis.
Yeah, he lost like a third of his bowel or something. They're
trying to. Yesterday. He had colon surgery, and they're trying to. His kidneys aren't working, and they're trying to get his kidneys regoing. Like, anytime you're trying to restart somebody's kidneys, that's not a good sign.
Yeah, he's gone.
And, at 68 years old, think about what his lifestyle was for close to 40 years. Cocaine, alcohol, wild women.
The typical wrestling lifestyle.
I mean, that's the typical, normal human being lifestyle if you want to, enjoy life, you know. I'm not blaming him. Listen, if I could have had Ric Flair's lifestyle for those 40 years, I might agree to die at 68, too. Yeah. You give me the drugs.
Life,
you give me the drugs, the parties, and the women that guy was living back in 1985. Oh, come on, man! It didn't get any better. That was the life.
Yeah, that's a lot of cocaine.
Don't tell me that wrestling that was Ric Flair is exactly how wrestling. We all know it's fake. We all know it's scripted. We all know this shit. But Ric Flair is larger than life.
Yeah, he started cocaine movement. In the WWE.
I don't know what he started. I don't know. All I know is the guy had lived a wild, crazy lifestyle for close to 40 years, and you know what? Good for him. Good for him. And that's the way you go out. You know what? He's a fucking legend.
Yeah.
Rather than go out now before, when he's still a legend, than wait until you're Hulk Hogan and now you're a disgrace. Yep. Think about it. Hogan's now a disgrace. He should have been a legend too. Now, when nobody's going to care when Hogan dies. The only thing I care about with the Hogans is Brooke Hogan.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to fuck Brooke Hogan.
Hi, Brooke.
Don't we all?
I've always wanted to fuck Brooke Hogan. Other than that.
Brooke.
There was a Wild 'N Out episode she was on where they were doing the water game, where you can't spit water.
Yeah.
If you make you laugh and you spit water, becomes, the other team gets a point, and she swallowed it. And she's like, oh, I'm sorry, I swallowed it. I was thirsty. And I, of course, with my dirty mind, I was just like, ooh, I got something you could swallow over here, Brooke. Something I've dreamed about you swallowing forever. Jesus Christ.
Not even 20 minutes in, and this show has gone off the rails. You got to get their
attention early. You got to drag them in early. Now they won't leave. We haven't even started the Eagles talk yet.
Hell no. We don't have to.
Not when we're talking
comes up.
Jesus Christ.
Not when we're talking about Ric Flair and Brooke Hogan.
Yeah.
McGregor Blunt running sweeps last night, too.
Blunt running sweeps.
You know what? Listen, I'm sorry. Tommy's not here, so I'm going to call out his boy. Doug Peterson needs to get this shit together. Like, really, I don't want to hear anything more for people to say, oh, well, it's all about Carson, and Carson's going to be good, so that's all that matters. Yeah, Carson's going to be just fine. I'm not worried about Carson. But for God's sakes, if I see Nelson Aguilar run a fucking sweep on an end around one more time.
He did an end around
on
again
second and
last
fucking
night.
one. I swear to God. How many times does he have to run that play and it not work for him to determine, you know what, this play just sucks?
Yeah.
Like, really?
2nd and 1, Aguilar sweep. Go ahead. The thing that pissed me off a little bit last night is when we had the ball on the 12-yard line, we were in the red zone. I think it was the last series of the first team, and they gave the ball 2 times to LeGarrette Blount, and he didn't go anywhere.
Didn't go anywhere.
You have
They were both
Alshon, you have Torrey Smith, and you have Nelson Aguilar all on the same field.
Yeah.
And then the last play of that drive was a little fade route that to
terrible
Jeffrey
fade route
in the corner end
like
zone, and he
triple
didn't do
coverage
anything.
or something.
Yeah.
See,
And that's what you call.
I trust my eyes. Peterson's play calling, terrible. Peterson's everything else about him seems to be pretty good. I've read, like guys like Tim McManus, respectable Eagles reporters that talk about the transition, how much of a different leader he is between last year and this year.
Yeah.
That's all great. That's fine. So then let Frank Reich call the plays. I'm fine with him as my head coach at the moment, if that's what we're talking about. The way he gets guys to want to play for him. That all seems. Listen, Alshon Jeffrey wants to be here.
Yeah.
Seems he was beaming ear to ear last night, talking about how much he loves being here. Okay? Ronald Darby seems happy to be here all of a sudden. So I'm okay with Doug on that end. There's more that goes into being a head coach than play calling. As a matter of fact, much more. Dabo Swinney doesn't call plays at all.
Yeah, he
And with
doesn't.
Clemson, he's got an offensive coordinator, a defensive coordinator. He lets them do their thing. He doesn't call plays. But you see, he's one of the best head coaches in college football for other reasons, right? I mean, he, first of all, that program that he's built there, to turn them into a national powerhouse contender on a consistent basis, it's an image thing, right? Being a head, Hardball did it in San Francisco, and now they're right back to sucking again because it's about image. Now I think San Francisco is going to be good again because I think Shanahan's one of those guys. Everywhere he goes, think about what he's done running an offense. Everywhere Kyle Shanahan's gone, they've improved the offense. It's made the offense believe, wow, we can be something special. Right?
Yeah, he did it with Washington.
He's done it with everybody.
Yeah.
RG3 won Rookie of the Year under him. Looks a lot better now that we see what type of career RG3's turned out to have.
Won MVP under him.
It actually looks really impressive what they did in that system with RG3 when you look at what career he's turned out to have. You're like, was that RG3 or was that the Shanahan system? That might have been a little bit more system than it was RG3. He's done it. He goes to Atlanta, exactly, explosive. You think Atlanta's going to have just as explosive of an offense this year as they did last year? I think they're going to be a good offensive team. I don't think Matt Ryan's going to be putting up MVP numbers again.
No.
Not with Steve Sarkisian calling plays.
They'll drop off a little bit.
It's not with Steve Sarkisian calling plays. He ain't. But being a head coach in a lot of ways is about image. Mm-hmm. You come in, you just change an image with the team. John Harbaugh, what plays is John Harbaugh calling out in Baltimore? He doesn't call any plays out there.
Yeah, he lets his offensive coordinator do
He
it.
was a special teams guy right
It's
before
all all about trust.
Yep.
He was a special teams guy.
Does Doug Peterson trust Frank Reich to call plays?
Why wouldn't he? Frank Reich's called more plays in his career than Doug Peterson fucking has. Reich was a full-time offensive coordinator in San Diego.
Maybe Doug Peterson likes the light on him, man.
And if you really want to be honest
wants the
here,
spotlight.
If you wanted to sit here and say, who could Carson Wentz, skill set wise, be a lot like? I think he's more like Big Ben or a guy like that than he is anything else. But he's not far off from a guy like Phillip Rivers, who Frank Reich was the offensive coordinator for.
Yeah.
Both big, tall, pocket guys. Now, Wentz is a better athlete than Rivers. Wentz has got more pocket mobility than Rivers. But, similar as far as what they, arm talent-wise, what they are, I would be more comfortable with Frank Reich calling plays than I am Peterson. My one problem with Peterson is his play calling.
Yeah.
I think everything else about him as a head coach is probably pretty good. The players seem to like to play for him. He seems to have control of that locker room. They've seemed to have bought in to what they're building there. I'll tell you what, we've got a lot of really good assistants. Our coaching staff in general is a pretty damn good coaching staff, top to bottom. When you've got Peterson, you've got Frank Reich, Deuce Staley, who at some point is going to be an offensive coordinator in this league. Yeah. Okay, John DeFilippo, who a lot of around the league, you talk about him, people think he's going to be a head coach at some point. We blocked him for having
interviews. I say preseason week 3. Just let Frank Reich call some plays.
Why not? Why would you not do it? You know what, Frank? I'm going to have you call plays the final 2 weeks of preseason just because.
Yeah.
I've called him a couple weeks now. You call him.
Or split him up in the regular season too, like him and Andy.
I don't want that either. No, I want one play caller. You can't have one guy call. You can't have one guy calling plays in one half, the other guy calling plays in the other half. You can have multiple guys involved with like the play calling thing, like you know what I mean. Like you could run systems like that where these are the 3 guys that really put the say like Deuce and Frank Reich. They worked heavily on putting the offensive game plan together all week, so therefore, they're both heavily involved in what plays will be called, on game day. Okay, that's fine. Only one of them's calling plays. Obviously, they're not both talking to Carson Wentz, but they can, they can be right near each other and both be involved in the play calling. Hey, Deuce, what do you think here? We're going to run the ball here? Okay, makes sense to me. Let's run it then. Whatever. I'd be more comfortable with Deuce as an offensive coordinator right now than Doug Peterson because Deuce wants to be an offensive coordinator.
Yeah, just let him call plays these last 2 preseason games and see what happens.
That's just my one big thing right now. Everything else about Peterson, it seems like he's grown as a head coach. I heard like an article. I think Tim McManus wrote the article where he said, year 1 to year 2, Doug Peterson goes from skinny Andy to Dougie Fresh. You know what I mean? Like he's got his feet underneath of him now, a lot more confident as a head coach.
Well, I hope so.
Apparently, like that's the attitude that apparently they're seeing throughout the locker room. He's a lot more confident now as a head coach in everything that they're doing. Great. His play calling still looks the exact same, though.
Yeah.
I'd be more comfortable with somebody else calling the plays. And it concerns me a little bit that he's so stubborn where he doesn't, want to consider that option either. That bothers me a little bit.
But when you're running sweeps with a powerhouse back on 2nd down and 9, there's a lot of problems. And when you're at the 12-yard line and you give the ball off twice.
What the hell did we go sign LeGarrette Blount for if not to hand the ball off to him on 2nd and 1?
The sweep plays should be designated for Darren Sproles and Darren Sproles only.
Or Donnell Pumphrey.
Or Donnell Pumphrey, maybe Corey Clement, but
Smallwood, since you want to get him looks and shit. But I mean, like, I thought when we signed LeGarrette Blount, I was like, okay, that's the end of these 2nd and 1 end arounds.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's going to be the end of that. And
he did it again last night.
Now we're going to hand it off to LeGarrette Blount. If it's 2nd and 1 and we do not hand the ball off to LeGarrette Blount every goddamn time.
If it's 2nd and 1 and he's not on the field, there's a big problem.
Like if we do not hand the ball off to him on 2nd and 1 every damn time, like I'm gonna start looking sideways at some of this shit. Like what'd you go sign him then for? He wasn't gonna carry the ball for you 300 times. He wasn't gonna be an every down back. He's going to be the guy that we didn't have last year. We needed a guy. Often it was last year. It would be like 2nd and 3, 3rd and 2. And you're like, oh, man, if only we had a guy like that could pound it inside and get us 3 yards. Now you got that guy. And you're still running end arounds to Nelson Aguilar? I'm always trying to force Aguilar into the system and making it work. But he doesn't need to be having, what's not going to give Aguilar confidence to catch the goddamn football? Running an end around on 2nd and 1.
No, I'm getting stuffed every time.
He's struggling enough to run routes and catch footballs consistently. Can we just let him focus on that?
Dougie P.
And you know what? If you're going to run an end around on 2nd and 1, it's dumb enough as it is, but why not throw a guy like Sproles or something out there in the slot and hand it to him?
Yeah.
Be creative.
I mean, you drafted Pumphrey for a reason, right?
Put Pumphrey out there. There you go, right? He drafted Pumphrey for a reason. All he's been doing is getting blown up on punt returns. That's the only thing he's done so far in the preseason.
Oh, my God.
He sure as hell knows how to get blown up on punt returns.
I know.
He hasn't done anything else yet so far, but he's damn good at that. A+ on getting blown up on punt returns, Donnell.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? As I say, just get crazy. So why not throw him in the slot since that's what you want his role to be in some ways? If he's going to see time, he'll see time in the slot. And hand the ball off to him. A guy that's a normal running back, that has normal running back vision and all that. Even then, I think it's a dumb play call, but it's better than handing it to Aguilar.
Yeah. Hand it to a guy.
I'd rather you sneak it. I'd rather you sneak it on 2nd and 1 than hand it off to Aguilar.
How do you think Carson did last night? All in all, that whole first quarter.
I'm not worried about, like, people are like, that was a terrible throw in the fade route. Yeah, in triple coverage, I'd rather make a bad throw like that and not, just throw a ball up for grabs and let there be an interception. I'm more worried about things like, what you're seeing with him in the pocket presence, the pocket awareness, his ability to control things at the line of scrimmage.
His pocket presence is off the charts.
It's
there.
night and day compared to last year. You were starting to see it towards the end of last year a little bit. But yeah, all that's there. That's what I'm saying. Like that, I have no worries about Carson Wentz because all that stuff's there. Mm-hmm. You continue to work on the mechanics. You continue to work on accuracy and all those things. The instinct side of it is there. Understanding, that he's the guy. He's the leader of this offense. That's it. I've got no worries about that anymore. I'm not. I think people look too much into the bad throws he makes and that throw. And he last year down the field 15 plus yards. There was a stretch there that from like week 5 on. At one point, he had 0 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, and like a completion percentage of like 15% or whatever on passes of 15 or more yards down the field. I'm not worried about any of that stuff. Yeah. I think people look too much into that. Ralph, answer the question. What positional group is the Eagles' biggest strength at the moment? Defensive line, quarterback, offensive line, or something else?
Defensive line.
Defensive line.
That defensive line last night. That front 7, man. And I'll say this again. Your front 7 will make your secondary look very good. And it did it, and it did that last night. When you get pressure on the quarterback, you saw what happened. Ronald Darby got his first pick last night as an Eagles cornerback.
And Darby's he's got the ability to
Barnett got
He's got 3 sacks now.
He got 2. Did he get 2 sacks?
Yeah, he's got 3 sacks in 2 games.
He, as of this moment, in 2 preseason games, Derek Barnett has done more than what Marcus Smith has done.
Yeah.
In his rookie season.
And
it's insane.
You know what's crazy? Guess who's showing up in preseason games? Mr. Michael Kendricks.
is
showing up in preseason games.
Like that means anything.
But when the regular season comes, he'll go back up in the closet.
He'll probably be a blip in the radar.
Yeah.
See, there's people like this that talk about, Wentz needs to practice. These haters that,
Wentz needs to practice?
This guy, he's just a hater Cowboy fan that thinks he trolls on social media, and he's not even good at that. But, there's people in this fan base that, I'm not sold on Wentz yet, and he concerns me with this or he concerns me with that. Those people just don't know football in my mind. You're just talking about the eye test and what you see from a guy, and this is a guy that clearly looks like he gets it. And just, from what he was,
he's definitely him and Malcolm Jenkins are definitely the leaders on this football team.
From what he
100%.
was, from what he was last year to now what he is this year. If you still have concerns about Carson Wentz, I just question your knowledge as a football fan.
Yeah,
the guy has everything you're looking for in a franchise quarterback. He doesn't look lost. He gets it. But some people point out, look at that bad throw he made. I'm not worried about the bad throw. You know what he could do? He could run a system. Jared Goff last year, he made a ton of bad throws. You know what else Jared Goff did? He looked completely fucking overwhelmed anytime he stepped on a fucking football field.
He looked lost.
He looked absolutely lost.
Yeah.
Okay.
Baby hands.
No, I didn't. Forget about baby. What the hell's that? See, that's what I said about the stupid draft. People are talking about how small his hands were. How small his hands are not the reason he sucks. Okay? Jared Goff's hands have nothing to do with why he's a shitty NFL quarterback. Jared Goff stinks because he just fucking stinks. Yeah. He's not overwhelmed and lost on the football field because his hands aren't big enough.
The Rams got cute with it and took a look at Valley boy.
Thank
God they did.
Yeah.
We got man of the future.
Goff doesn't look lost on a football field because his hands aren't big enough.
They got the Ryan Leaf. We got the Peyton Manning.
Pretty much.
I'll take it.
Pretty much, but there's these, there's people, and it's a lot of these Cowboys fans because they see the year that Dak Prescott had last year, and then they want to sit here and rip Carson Wentz rookie year because they're idiots and have no idea that his rookie year was actually pretty on par with a normal rookie season.
Yeah. And they'll go cheer for the running back who hits their girlfriend 3 times in the same week.
Oh yeah, and then wait until you hear the excuses from these Cowboys fans once Dak Prescott struggles the first 6 weeks of the year because he's without Ezekiel Elliott.
Week 1's going to be. Well, Dak doesn't need Zeke. And then week 7's going to be, Dak didn't have Zeke.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's exactly what it's going to be. All these Cowboys fans they're like, because you'll see Eagles fans be like, Carson Wentz is better than Dak Prescott.
Yeah.
And Cowboys fans treat it like it's an absolute joke. Like, this guy can't be serious. Is this guy really a football analyst? He thinks Carson Wentz will be better. It's just the simple eye test. When you look at it, Carson Wentz has Dak Prescott has a more limited skill set than Carson Wentz. That's the truth. When you just watch and use your eyes and watch them as quarterbacks, Dak Prescott might be able to win your football games. Clearly, in a great system, he did it last year.
Dak Prescott's pocket presence last year was terrible. You can't throw in the pocket.
Dak Prescott cannot carry a football team on his back. Carson Wentz has that ability. You saw it last year. They went 7-9 with nothing around him.
Yeah.
A lot of that was just the natural charisma and leadership ability of Carson Wentz and the team rallying around him. Okay? Aaron Rodgers carries football teams on his back. You know? Jameis Winston out in Tampa Bay is an example of a guy that...
You want to talk about that?
Are you watching Hard Knocks?
Yeah.
Are you watching Hard Knocks?
Yes.
Listen, we can say whatever you want about Jameis. Jameis is a natural-born leader.
Yeah.
And you see how that team rally around him and how the moment he stepped foot in that facility for the first time as a rookie, everything changed because his teammates flocked to him. There's something about him that teammates see and they immediately jump on board with and they believe in and they buy into. That guy is able to carry that team on his back at all times because they believe in him like that.
I think they could. I think the Buccaneers could be a playoff team this year.
I think they are. I agree with you. They've got a lot of weapons. I think they are a playoff team. But Carson Wentz has those same type of abilities. You see the way that guys like Alshon and players like that talk about Carson Wentz, and the way a guy like
second-year quarterback,
guys like Lane Johnson talk about him and Jason Peters talk about him. Like they get it. It's one of those things. It's just like what happened with Jameis in Tampa. He steps into the facility. Veteran players realize, Malcolm Jenkins, Jason Peters, guys like that realize real quick, this guy has it.
Yeah.
He's going to be a special football player. And you rally around him. Dak Prescott doesn't have that. Dak Prescott is what the Cowboys need in a quarterback. They've got the great running game, that great offensive line.
They got a mobile quarterback. He's a mobile quarterback to go along with the good running game.
I think Dak's a good player. But he's a limited player. He's not. If you put him in a system that didn't have a good running game, he's not going to carry that team on his back and be capable of throwing 40 touchdowns and throwing for 4,500 yards. That's just not what he's going to do. He's not going to throw the ball 600-plus times a year. Carson Wentz has already thrown the ball 600-plus times a year. Threw it 607 last year. Let's wait. Let's make a bet. You want to make a bet when we come back? We can make a bet, a friendly bet between us, and then we'll get into this Cowboys Twitter troll that I destroyed yesterday.
Okay.
And we'll make a bet. Let's see how many years it takes Dak Prescott into his career to throw the ball in as many times as a season as Carson Wentz did his rookie year. 607 times Carson Wentz threw it. I'll be willing to bet that Dak doesn't do that at any point in the first 5 years of his career. This is the Rundown, A2DRadio.com. We'll be back after this. Zach Burr, Ralph Dellavecchio, Frank Vespi. What positional group is the Eagles' biggest strength? Defensive line, quarterback, offensive line, other. We'll address that more when we come back. Some of our social media and YouTube comments were brought to you by Scanzano Sports Center, located at 5 Carnegie Plaza in Cherry Hill, 856-889-3434. Visit the website, scanzanosports.com.
A2DRadio.com is sponsored by The Sports Outlet for all your sporting needs. Located 703 Black Horse Pike in Glendora, New Jersey. Give them a call at 856-939-2030 or email them at sportsoutletnj@comcast.net or visit them on the web at www.sportsoutletinc.com for all your sporting needs. The Sports Outlet.
Get your skills in shape, then contact the Scanzano Sports Center, located at 5 Carnegie Plaza in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. You can give them a call at 856-889-3434 or visit them on the web at www.scanzanosports.com. John Scanzano offers individual, semi-private, and team training lessons in hitting, pitching, catching, outfield, along with turf rentals. The Scanzano Sports Center is equipped with a 31,000 square foot indoor facility, 4 batting cages, and a 4,000 square foot strengthening and conditioning room. So what are you waiting for? Contact the Scanzano Sports Center today.
A2DRadio.com is proudly sponsored by Gibson Mayer LLC Certified Public Accountants. Gibson Mayer, located in Yardley, PA, is a leading accounting and business consulting firm with a proven track record of handling critical issues with expertise across many different industries, including construction, distribution, hospitality, manufacturing, real estate, service trades, merchandising, professional services, and professional athletes. Give them a call at 215-369-3300. That's 215-369-3300. Your initial consultation is always free, and if you tell them that Tom and Mike from AM and the PM sent you, you'll receive 15% off all income tax services completed by February 15th. That's Gibson Mayer LLC Certified Public Accountants, 215-369-3300, or visit them on the web at www.gibsonmayer.com. That's gibsonmayer.com.
Fellas, you ever come in from that baseball or football game and your woman won't come near you because you stink beyond belief? Then you need Soap Stash. You should never settle for a generic hygiene product that only covers up the stench. Treat your skin with the best nutrients. Feel clean with the only soap you'll need. The highest grade carrier oils are ingrained in all of their products, which are 100% natural and terrific for your skin. No sulfates, parabens, or phthalates, and synthetic fragrance free. Contact Soap Stash for your sample package and give your woman what she deserves. You can contact Soap Stash at 844-890-3197 or visit them on the web at soapstash.com or Facebook at Soapstash LLC. Once again, their number is 844-890-3197. Soap Stash, the new soap standard.
Welcome back to the Rundown, A2DRadio.com. Don't shake your head at me, Frank. My hair looked a mess because I took the hat off, so I had to put the hat back on.
No,
What is that?
Right in the middle of what?
What is that? Like it sounds like a promo getting interrupted in professional wrestling.
I
Like
don't
somebody's
know.
theme music hitting.
From what it was under on the audio library thing, it says Philly fan intro. I don't even know who the fuck those guys are.
Tell me.
Anymore, so beats me. I don't know. Whoever they are, it's their loss.
Tell me that doesn't sound like
like some promo.
Yeah,
like a WCW theme.
It sounds like an entrance theme.
Like we were doing a promo and then.
And making his way to the ring from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Some guy.
What would be your wrestling persona, Ralph?
I don't know. What would your be?
Yeah, what
Mine would be? I'd be the guy that, like, I'm that instigating heel. You know what I mean? Like, like the annoying Twitter troll, but like in real life as a wrestler. Like, I'm that guy. Like Chris Jericho at his finest. I'm that guy. Yeah, the guy that comes out with the microphone and let me tell you what is wrong with each and every person here tonight. And then they start booing you, and you just look around at them to play it up.
Yeah.
See, the problem is you people wouldn't know talent if it slapped you in the mouth. I'm that guy. I'm the instigator. I'm the guy that's trying to get as much.
You're good at instigating stuff.
I'm the guy that's trying to get as much heel heat as possible.
Yeah.
You remember Jericho from the 90s, right?
Yeah.
Like 1999 Jericho? That was badass. You weren't even alive in 99. Don't act like you remember
I was
that.
born in 96.
Sure you were. Okay. You still wouldn't remember much from 1999, even being born
Listen,
in
bro,
96.
I got the diamonds in my ear. I know.
The diamonds, yeah. Look, check this out. Show the camera this.
The diamonds.
Look, Ralph turned 21, and he did.
There you go. Look, they're shining. They're shining from the light.
Diamonds.
The diamonds are shining.
So that's who you'd be. You'd be like the Ric Flair.
Jamaica changed me, dude.
Jamaica changed you.
Jamaica changed.
He'd be this generation's Ric
Aren't you
Flair.
supposed to be Jamaican?
Styling and profiling. You'd be styling and profiling. Got the earrings. You could grow the hair out.
I felt like a douchebag doing that.
You gotta grow the hair out like you gotta grow the hair out like it used to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got the earrings, the hair. You'd come down to the ring in the robes like Ric Flair did. We'd have to have a nickname for you, not the Nature Boy. It'd have to be something similar.
Yeah, we gotta figure that out.
I don't even know. What would mine be?
I don't. I really. You'd be one of the divas.
Yeah, you would.
You'd be Rico.
Yeah.
Remember Rico? You remember Rico?
Well, there is
the super feminine, dude that
hilariously enough, there is a possibility I am related to him because of like the last name or something. His actual last name's like Constantino or something. On my grandmother's side, and on my Italian grandmother's side, her last name's Constantino as well. And Rico having that last name, there is a chance that we're related.
Of course.
I know.
Of course.
Lovely Italian last names running in the family.
See,
well, if you are related with him, you gotta get half of it.
And I might have Owen Hart had like the blue blazer at one point, like an alternative gimmick. I might have an alternative gimmick like that. I'll be Lecture Boy.
Lecture Boy.
Lecture
Boy.
Lecture Boy.
Like Dean Douglas, but not as corny.
I don't know. I'll just run around lecturing. I'll be in a superhero costume and I'll be going around lecturing everybody.
So like a Dean Douglas, but not as corny.
I have no clue who the fuck Dean Douglas is.
It's Shane Douglas's new generation gimmick.
Oh.
When he jumped ship to the WWE, he was given the gimmick Dean Douglas as a college professor lecturing everyone.
Interesting.
Yeah. And I think he had like Lanny Poffo as his manager when he was the Genius or something. Yeah.
Ralph, you'd bring back the stink face. You got to bring back the Rikishi stink face.
Oh,
that's got to be your finisher.
Jesus.
Well, you could shave your head. Since you're talking about getting a tattoo sleeve, you could shave your head and go all Bam Bam Bigelow on it.
There you go.
Shave your head and tattoo the top of your head. Become Bam Bam Bigelow.
I'm good on that one.
You're good on that one? You want a sleeve, but you wouldn't tattoo your head?
No way.
Why not?
Never tattooing my head. Would you tattoo your head?
Why not?
I would never tattoo my head.
No, absolutely
that would be
not.
stupid.
I'm gonna get.
You'd be the one that freaking tattoo your head as a freaking soccer ball.
No, I'd be a baseball first of all.
Yeah, like a.
But I'd probably
knuckleball Schwartz.
I'd probably tattoo an eyeball right in the back of my head.
Oh, that's so original.
To make it look like I can see people out of the back of my head.
Would you get like a neck tattoo right here, like the Undertaker's got?
Yeah, a neck tattoo, sure.
That shit would hurt.
Yeah.
I'm going to get like eagle's wings across each side of my skull.
I think there's like a couple of those Eagles fans that do that.
Oh,
they're roaming around the link a little bit with
Yeah.
eagle wing
The degenerates. Degenerates got them.
I'll get Trust the Process tattooed across my forehead.
Jesus. Would you stop that? Ain't no process.
Or like
You
a
guys stink.
or like a tattoo of Howie
Sixers
Roseman
stink.
on
Okay.
the leg.
If you say
Something
so.
ridiculous like that.
And you guys won't make the playoffs this year anyway, so relax.
And
So-
LeVar actually thinks LeBron's going to come play with his boy.
He
You
is.
know what you need to do? You need to come play with
He
my
is.
boy. Ain't nobody
Run-
coming to play
run
with
that mouth
LeBron
again.
don't want to come play with
I don't want to
Lonzo.
play with Lonzo.
You don't want to play with that
What's
asshole.
Colin Coward say? Was it LeBronzo? Yep.
Colin Coward, first of all,
He's the man.
He's been hanging around Nick Wright too much. They have way too much love
Yeah.
for LeBron James.
Nick Wright could get punched in the upper lip, too. I hate Nick Wright.
I actually like Nick Wright outside of his LeBron love affair. But Colin's just been off his rocker lately. Like, Colin yesterday made a
There's
comparison.
nothing to talk about.
So we come up with a wacko comparison. He compared Jay Cutler to Nicolas Cage and Colin Kaepernick to Christopher Walken. And I'm still fucking confused. I have no idea how the hell this even. He had Seth Joyner in studio, former Eagles Seth Joyner in studio with him. I swear, Seth was looking at him Like, Seth was just giving him one of those looks like, is this guy for real? Like, yeah. Seth's like, what are you talking about? Like, he's like, see, like, Colin's like, see, Jay Cutler is Nicolas Cage. And he's like, what I mean by that is if you're doing a movie and Tom Cruise is your superstar, right? And he breaks an ankle a month before you're set to film. Yeah, there might be better actors out there than Nicolas Cage. But Nicolas Cage is a guy that can come in and step in on short notice a month ago until you film this movie and get up to speed, and the movie will still be solid. So you might hire Nicolas Cage over maybe a better actor just because he can get up to speed in that short amount of time and give you a more solid performance. Whereas Colin Kaepernick's more like Christopher Walken. Christopher Walken's a better actor than Nicolas Cage, but you're not going to go replace Tom Cruise with Christopher Walken when you've got a month until you got to start filming.
Yeah.
And I feel like Seth Joyner was just like, Seth Joyner immediately, like, he dismissed it. He was like, well, listen, the only reason anybody could make an argument that Jay Cutler's a better option than Colin Kaepernick is because Jay Cutler played with Adam Gase, has experience in that system, and it fits. He fits that system more than Kaepernick does. That's the only argument. This whole Nicolas Cage, he was like this whole Nicolas Cage and Christopher Walken analogy, any of that. I don't know what the hell anything that, I don't know about any of that. I just know that the only argument you could really make is the fact that Jay Cutler played under Adam Gase, and therefore it makes sense from that perspective.
Yeah, as soon as Tannehill went down, Jay Cutler was the front man. As soon as that happened, bring back Jay Cutler.
And I love how there's people. Now that there's a QB competition in Jacksonville, open QB. Doug Marrone said last night.
You see the guy with the Kaepernick jersey?
Yeah. Yeah. Doug Marrone said last night, he's like, it's an open competition between Henne and Bortles, and I'm waiting for one of them to win it. And then somebody came in and said, well, you remember in practice right before that game earlier in the week, there was a video that came out of Allen Robinson running her out to the sideline and Bortles throwing the ball too far over his head and out of bounds, and Robinson couldn't make a play on it, and he was pretty much cursing Bortles out on the way back to the huddle. Keep that shit in bounds, bro. Come on. All pissed off. I was like, when your leading receiver curses you out in practice, it pretty much confirms that you suck.
And then I think he had Allen Robinson open last night, and he underthrew him.
Yeah, probably. I didn't watch the Jaguars game because...
I just saw it on Twitter. I just saw that one highlight on Twitter because everybody was making
Jaguars fans don't even want to watch the Jaguars games, so, I'm not going to watch the Jaguars games. But there was somebody that said, now would be as good of a... right after they saw the play where Bortles threw it over Robinson's head and out of bounds, and Robinson cursed him out. They're like, well, now would be a good time for them to give Colin Kaepernick a look. And my answer was, Kaepernick can make that throw? Yeah. Like, Kaepernick's going to throw that fade route to the sideline?
Kaepernick's only good for his legs and short passes.
He'd probably throw it further out of bounds than Bortles did, for God's sakes. That's time to bring in Kaepernick. And he's going to make that throw? I'd rather just ride with Brandon Allen in that case. He had a good career at Arkansas. He had a couple moments,
Go get Jake Locker from retirement.
About as many moments as Chad Henne had at Michigan, so, why not?
Chad Henne stinks, man. He's so bad.
Hey. At one point, I thought Chad Henne might have a future in this league. When he was the Dolphins quarterback, I felt like they didn't give him a fair shake because they didn't. But he still stinks. Doesn't change the fact that he stinks. They didn't give him a fair shake in Miami. But then again,
It's like me, Matt McGlory. Matt McGlory's my boy, but he stinks, though.
Yeah, but Chad Henne at least has, NFL skill set. Chad Henne's got a big enough arm to play in the league.
Yeah.
He just stinks. Matt McGlory can't throw a fucking...
A little 5-short danky pass.
Yeah, I'm trying to... you can't throw a pebble through a... Matt Rock he couldn't throw a rock through a window. Matt McGlory's arm, it's just not... Yeah, that's a terrible analogy. It's corny as fuck, but I didn't have anything better at the time.
You got to ride with it. You're good.
Yeah, I guess. But yeah, his arm, he's not an NFL quarterback. Matt McGlory, his future job, in 2 years, he'll be coaching quarterbacks in college somewhere.
Yeah, might as well.
That's what Matt McGlory's going to be doing.
The Jags might as well just keep Bortles and then, suck this whole year. You get the first or second pick.
I'd start Brandon Allen just because. If we're going to stink, I'd rather start Allen. Start the young kid.
And then go get your franchise quarterback next year in the draft. And you got 3 of them coming out.
Which one you like? You like Allen out of Wyoming?
I like Sam.
Darno might stay in school.
I like him.
His coach actually thinks he might stay for 2 more years.
Wow. Well, that's dumb on him.
But I think he stays at least one more. I don't know if he stays 2 more. That seems kind of absurd. But I compare this kind of like Andrew Luck was going to be the top pick if he came out after his redshirt sophomore year.
Yeah.
Still came back for one more season.
And was the top pick.
It didn't hurt him. So, I mean, I think if you're Darno, you've got a good team at UFC, a chance to maybe do something special. You probably stay one more year after this year. So that leaves Allen, and then who's the other top quarterback
the kid
prospect?
from UCLA.
No, Josh Rosen.
Josh Rosen. Yeah.
It's a deep class.
He's from UCLA, right?
Yes.
Yeah. He's the next one that's supposed to be really good.
I might like Allen more than Rosen, to be
I'm
honest.
going to be degenerate this year and watch all those Pac-12 games at 10:30 at night.
Well, everybody's like comparing Josh Allen. They're like comparing him as like, oh, it's the Carson Wentz of the 2018 class.
Well, yeah, I mean, because he played at a place like Wyoming. Yeah. But if you watch his skill set, he really gets it. I mean,
he does.
He first got there, and I was watching a little like piece on him yesterday, and he was apparently like just wasn't up to speed. He was a little bit behind, and they run the ball a lot anywhere there at Wyoming, so they were able to protect them. But between 2 years ago and then last year, the offseason between 2 seasons ago and going into last season, he took apparently like so many strides forward, such a giant leap forward.
Yeah,
it was a night and day difference. And then by the end of last year, he had people saying this kid's going to be the top pick in the 2018 draft. So if he takes another step forward this year, like he did going into last year, that's a special football player. Wouldn't it be cool to have the top overall pick from the draft from a school like Wyoming?
Jeez.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that?
You never saw.
From the University of Wyoming?
Yeah.
People are like, wait, that's a
college?
Wyoming? There's a state in Wyoming?
That exists?
That's
a university?
Where's Wyoming?
Wyoming has a university?
There's people in Wyoming?
Yeah, people live in Wyoming?
What's a Wyoming?
Casper, Wyoming. I feel like some of the most irrelevant places on the face of the earth exist in places like in a state like Wyoming. I feel like you go to Wyoming
and they produce the best prospects in the NFL. Like the weirdest places produce like the best prospects.
He was born on some cattle farm out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
A town of 200 people.
Baby Jesus came and saw him.
You know, he practiced by.
Baby Jesus touched him.
He was throwing footballs through through tires and shit when he was young. Like Wyoming's like one of those places you feel like you ever be like so far out in the middle of fucking nowhere, you'll see a house and you'll be like, that's going to be like the last house for like another 200 miles. Like there's that house and he doesn't have a neighbor for like another 50 square miles.
See, that's pretty cool though, because then you could do whatever you want.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about being loud or you could do whatever you want. You got freaking your neighbors 50 miles more down the street. See, I would live like that.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Get some ATVs.
It could be safe to say
big ass pool in the backyard.
That Carson Wentz, in the year he has this year, could if Carson Wentz ends up having a good year, that really helps the idea of a guy like Josh Allen being able to come into the league and be successful right away from a school like a Wyoming. Doesn't throw the football a lot. Not obviously by any means a powerhouse football program. Carson Wentz having success could help a kid like that.
Yeah. Well, I think it helps. I think it helped Carson a lot coming from North Dakota because it gave him that little chip on his shoulder. We're like, okay, well, people are down on me because I come from a small school. I'm gonna prove these people wrong, and he did that last year. I think like you're going back on the Dak Prescott and Carson Wentz thing. I think Carson Wentz has the better figure than Dak Prescott does.
He's got a better skill set.
Yeah.
All the way around, it's a better skill set.
If you were to rank the quarterbacks in this division, I think Carson's number one.
Well, let's take a bet. We said we were going to bet. So, I mean, like I said, I think I'll bet money that Dak Prescott won't throw the ball 607 times in a season at any point in the first 5 years of his career.
What do you want to bet?
And Carson Wentz already did it last year as a rookie.
What do you want to bet?
I would bet money on it. I mean, I'm like, we're not betting against each other. I think we're all kind of betting with each other.
Yeah.
We're more betting against the Cowboys fans out there.
There's no way he's throwing more than 607 passes in the next 5 years.
We're more betting against this guy from New York that is a troll Cowboys fan on Twitter that thinks that he trolls everybody.
He's from New York and he likes the Cowboys?
Yeah, he lives in New York, and he's a Cowboys fan.
Typical
I know that was always awesome, right?
I know.
That's America's team. Dude, you live 10 minutes from Giant Stadium and you're a Cowboys fan.
Typical cockroaches, man.
But yeah, there's these Cowboys fans that you can't convince because Cowboys. First of all, let's remember who we're talking about. If you're a Cowboys fan, you're not the most educated of football fans to begin with. You don't understand.
Nah, all the Cowboys fans are like that Doritos commercial with the baby.
Well, the Cowboys. Oh well, I like this. I like the star on the helmet growing up.
Oh,
you know what
Jesus.
I mean?
I hate that
or
shit,
man. My favorite player was Emmitt Smith, so therefore I'm a Cowboys fan. Like I know people that live in Los Angeles, California, that are all over Cowboys Twitter, all about I'm a Cowboys fan, Cowboys fan. Bro, you live in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Oh well, they have training camp in Oxnard. I don't give a fuck where they have training camp. That's a violation, too. You're the Dallas Cowboys, and you have training camp in Oxnard, California. Kind of stupid nonsense.
They have training camp in California?
In Oxnard, California.
That's stupid.
That's a reason to hate the Cowboys. How privileged do you have to be to play in Dallas, but then go have training camp in Oxnard, California? Oxnard, California is where all these rich celebrities and shit live. Yeah. It's north of Hollywood and shit.
Typical Jerry Jones type shit.
That shit that make you want to hate fucking Dallas, not like them. But these Cowboys fans who don't have fucking brains in their skull and, they have no football IQ. They have no idea how to watch a football game and use the eye test to understand and make predictions of what's going to go on or, what could be the case going forward. They're all just a bunch of fucking idiots that hide behind the fact that the Cowboys at one point from 1977 until 2000 were considered America's team. But there's been 17 years since then where the Cowboys haven't done shit. Yeah. And they really, if anything, the Patriots are America's team at this point, not the Cowboys.
In the last 20 years, guess how many playoff wins they had?
Guess how many? We've been the more Super Bowls in the last 20 years than the Cowboys have been.
In the last 20 years, the Cowboys have 2 playoff wins.
Good. In the last 15, since the turn of the century, since 2000, the start of the new millennium, they have, one?
Yeah.
One playoff win? And last year, they were supposed to be this Super Bowl team. Remember Cowboys fans last year? Oh, my God. What the hell happened after that Packers game? They were everywhere before that Packers game. They were everywhere the entire season about how this is going to be the year they go win a Super Bowl. They couldn't even get out of the first round of the playoffs.
They got rogered. They got rogered. What a throw, though. That was probably one of the best throws I've ever seen a quarterback ever make. The throw to Jared Cook on the sideline. And he threw across his body, too. Whew. That was a 50-yard pass, going across his body to the sideline of Jared Cook.
See, this is the stat I'm talking about. Passes of 15 more yards down the field.
Oh, Jesus.
0 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, a passer rating of 24.9. That was since week 5, and this is while we were 5-7 last year and playing the Washington Redskins. To give you an idea of where that came from, that was the troll we were talking about before we went to the break. Cowboys Twitter, since this all ties into kind of what we're talking about now, they tried to say, this is somebody trying to make fun of the Eagles because this is a Cowboys fan. I just said, Eagles fans, we know that Carson Wentz is the better quarterback. So this is a Cowboys fan tweeting out, damn, Dak Prescott just won us a Super Bowl. And then he's trying to be an Eagles fan. And he's saying, yeah, but Wentz threw for more yards that season. And then he's like, laughy face, laughy face, laughy face. I can already see it. He's saying that's Eagles fans' logic.
Idiot.
He's saying that's Eagles fans' logic, that Dak Prescott could go win the Cowboys a Super Bowl, and Eagles fans would respond with, yeah, but Carson Wentz threw for more yards this season, so he's better. Well, technically, he would be better then. Let's just start there. If he threw for more yards and had a better year than Dak Prescott, doesn't matter whether you guys won the Super Bowl or not. It's a team game. Yeah, the Packers have won one Super Bowl in Rodgers' career, but he's been the fucking best quarterback in football arguably each of those fucking years. Doesn't matter whether they won the Super Bowl or not, right?
Yeah.
Rodgers, over the past 10 years, has arguably been the best quarterback in football. Well, from 2010 on, each season consistently, Aaron Rodgers has arguably been the best quarterback in football, right? But they've won one Super Bowl that year, or in that time.
Yeah, against the
Steelers.
Steelers, yeah.
So with this logic, Dak Prescott could go win a Super Bowl for the Cowboys, and Packers fans could be like, yeah, but Rodgers is better, and Cowboys fans would be like, nah, Prescott just won the Super Bowl. Like, I'm glad, like, this is my point of this is how Cowboys fans think. See, zero logic. That's not, like, good football logic.
They had the blinders up, man.
I just think
Time
they're
to put
stupid.
the blinders down.
So
Look at reality.
my buddy Tom Oresco, this is when the whole troll job tried to start. My buddy Tom Oresco said, a Super Bowl, don't you have to win a playoff game or two before you win a Super Bowl? Start slow. To which the Cowboys Twitter, or the Cowboys troll, the Cowboy fan troll that I just showed you, not the one, by the way, they're two separate people. It was a separate Cowboys fan that tweeted about the Dak Prescott Super Bowl tweet. But at Unread61, for all you Eagles fans out there, go find him on Twitter. He likes to try to troll people. He thinks he's a good troll. He sucks at it. Let's show him what a real troll
what's
is.
His handle?
His handle is at Unread61. All lowercase. UNREAD 61.
I got him.
At Unread61. Rocker.
Yep.
Rocker. You see his name? Rocker his name, his Twitter name is Rocker, and he goes by the handle at Unread61. And you'll see it's just his whole Twitter, his whole timeline is like Eagles sabotage. See this thing that he put out there.
Jeez.
He puts a picture out there from like week 12 or 13 of last season that shows Carson Wentz's stats on 15-yard plus passes down the field since week 5, and it says 0 touchdowns, 7 interceptions with a passer rating of 25, which is obviously irrelevant going into 2017. What the hell does that matter or have to do with anything? And that's what Tom said. He said, it's August 2017. How irrelevant is this? At Unread61. About as relevant as your rants on how great Wentz is. Oh, and Alshon. Ha, ha, ha.
Jeez. He's like the one kid that's trying to be funny, but he's not funny at all.
I don't even think he's trying to troll yet. He's just stupid.
I think he is.
And Alshon. Alshon's a legit number one receiver in this game, and anybody that covers football will tell you that. So, I don't really know the point. He's like, you'll be right back to 7-9, possibly 8-8. And this Tom Oresco responded with, your account will be deleted by mid-season. Not sure what world you're living in, acting like we didn't upgrade. So this goes on for a while, and all this, and blah, 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 and, all this stuff. Tom tells him, dude, if your team's so good and ours is so bad, why the fuck do you have less playoff wins than the Jaguars since your last Super Bowl in 1995? Which is kind of a fun stat. Since 1995, the Jaguars have won more playoff games than the Cowboys. That's you really want to make a Cowboys fan feel salty. Drop that one on him. Since 1995, the Jacksonville Jaguars have won more have won more playoff games than the Cowboys. Let me repeat that since I kind of fucked it up. The Cowboys last won the Super Bowl in 1995. Yeah. Since that time, since 1995, the Jacksonville Jaguars have won more playoff games than the Cowboys.
You know what? I read a stat about 3 weeks ago. Almost every team in the league right now has more playoff wins since the Cowboys' last Super Bowl win. How crazy is that?
Think about how stupid you have to be to respond like this guy. Well, we won a Super Bowl in 96. That was the 95 season, so you're an idiot. It was 95, 96 that you won a Super Bowl. You didn't win a Super Bowl in 96. It was January of 96.
Yeah.
It's still the 95 season, you dipshit. Wow, is this guy stupid. And he said, but he said, if your team is so good, how come the Jets have a ring and you don't? Maybe because they had Joe Namath and we didn't. Why don't we start there? Is that fair to say? If a lot of teams would have had Joe Namath back in 1970, a lot of teams would have won a Super Bowl.
Yeah, 100%.
You know what I mean? Like, let's start there.
Him and his fur coats.
I mean, you know what I mean? Like, Joe Namath. First of all, Joe Namath. Like, if he's not in your top 5 favorite quarterbacks of all time, not greatest quarterbacks of all time, but if he's not in your top 5 favorite quarterbacks of all time, there is something wrong with you. The fur coats, all the knee surgeries, the swagger and the charisma, and then he boned hot-ass women on a daily.
Yeah.
Like, this dude was banging Marilyn Monroe.
He was like the Ric Flair of the NFL.
He was. He was real life Ric Flair, yeah. Because, Ric Flair's real name isn't even Ric Flair.
Nah.
But this guy, he was the real life football version of Ric Flair. But anyway, back
in the Hall of Fame.
Back to this Twitter troll war that we had going on. This guy, Later on, I told him he needs to go. He needs to go back underneath his bridge. That's how much of a troll he's trying to be. I was like, whatever, bro. Go back under your bridge. Come back out in a few years when this whole thing becomes very clear, and we see how much better of a quarterback Carson Wentz is. But Tom Maresco responded with, "Where's the consistency out of your mighty superior franchise? You win and then disappear for 2 decades." This is when it really started. I just got fed up and I jumped in and said, okay, this guy sucks at trolling, so I'm going to out-troll him and show him what a real troll really is. This guy says, you're new to football, I forgot. Go look at the Pats, Steelers, Cowboys, Giants over the decades. One consistent thing over the decades. Rings. Eagles have 0. We're getting, I know, it sounds stupid. We're getting there. Tom Oresco. Cowboys have been consistently losing for over 2 decades now, but sure, mention them with the Pats. You live in another dimension.
Oh, my God, yeah. Jaguars have more postseason wins the last 20 years than the Cowboys. Oh, my God. The freaking Jacksonville Jaguars. That's terrible.
Yes, they have actually. Somebody responded there. I didn't see this part of it. Somebody said, all those teams you've mentioned, the Steelers, the Cowboys, the Patriots, and the one other team. Somebody said, all those teams you mentioned have won a Super Bowl in the past decade except the Cowboys. He mentioned the Giants, the Steelers, and the Patriots along with the Cowboys. All those teams have won a Super Bowl in the past decades except the Cowboys.
Yeah.
And, this guy tried to say, you dumb fucking Eagles fan, Steelers have won a Super Bowl in the past decade? Yeah, that's what I thought. Yes, they have won a Super Bowl. When did you become a football fan?
They won theirs in 2004.
In the past decade.
Not 2004.
They won another one in like 2009 or whatever it was. They won 2 of them.
They won
2006.
Yeah, they beat the Seahawks.
Right, and then they beat the Cardinals in 2008. That's all within the past decade.
Yeah, 2009, yeah.
That's all within the past decade.
2009.
Like this guy.
They won 2 in the same decade.
Yes. This guy says, Pats were losers for 4 decades. You guys have been losers for 6 decades.
Man, why can't that Nazi run him over?
Yeah, why couldn't this been the guy that got hit?
Frank comes on.
This guy could have been the one that got hit by a car.
Jesus Christ.
Pats weren't good for 4
decades. I'm like losing
decades.
brain cells already. Jeez, I'd rather listen to whatever Sean Brace is saying on Philly Influencer and the shit that's going on in sportsmanlike content. Jesus Christ.
Frank's all fired up.
Listen to this. This is where it gets good, okay? This guy says, we own you in every category of the game start to finish. Right? But he honestly believes he trolls people. He thinks he's got everybody triggered. He actually used the word triggered. Eagles can't even get a nationally televised preseason game. Laugh out loud. You guys suck.
It's the preseason.
I know.
And we were on NBC. You dumb motherfucker. We can't be nationally televised, yet we were on NBC.
Oh, man.
I mean, that's pretty national.
Yeah.
At least in this area.
And we do good on the NFL network.
And we have 5 primetime games this year, so that's kind of doesn't matter. But yeah, finally he said we own you in every category of the game, start to finish. Eagles can't even get a nationally televised preseason game. Laugh out loud, you guys suck. This is when I finally jumped in because, as we've all realized, he's been trying to troll people now for how long?
I'm like close to punching the screen right now. He's on my last nerves.
Well, I didn't start the whole reverse.
I know you didn't start it. I know you didn't start it.
Yeah, but I didn't start the whole. I only decided to troll him. This has been going on for 2 hours before I finally decided to jump in and decide. You know what? I'm going to show you what a real troll is. Frank, you've seen me firsthand troll people. You've seen me do it.
I've seen you do it since high school.
Mainly on the NASCAR side of things with Twitter, I'll troll people, but I still troll people nonetheless. But I finally added the guy, and I said, at Unread61, Ralph, did you follow him? Follow him just so you control his stupid, he'll put stupid cowboy shit out there. And this is what we're going to do, because we all work for A2D, okay? It's going to become eventually, watch, at some point, enough of us from A2D are going to make this dude look stupid, and it's going to be really, really fun. It'll be why
don't you just send Brian Wilson to...
We're going to... Wilson at some point might get involved.
Get Wilson
That's
involved.
What I'm hoping.
Wilson always gets involved.
He pays a lot of attention. He pays a lot of attention to Ralph Delavecchio's tweets.
I know.
That's why I'm hoping that if you get involved with this dude enough, Mr. Wilson will get involved too. But
I just gotta say something stupid, and Wilson will be all
it'll become a whole rundown thing where we'll bring the rundown. It'll be a me, Ralph, Frank. Everybody from the rundown. We're gonna make this this is a show effort to troll this guy and make him look bad.
I'll troll us.
We gotta show
I'll troll as somebody
what a troll
else.
really looks. What a
troll
troll
as
really
somebody
looks
else.
like. You're not Frank, really? You're
Yeah.
not in on this?
Frank, why are you
I know.
sucking all the fun
Jesus
out of it?
Christ. All right, Frank, fine. You can mute yourself and me and
Go
Ralph
to your
will troll.
goddamn event, Frank.
Yeah. Get the hell out. Get out.
Okay.
Out.
All right. You know how to use the rest of the computer? All right.
Get the hell out.
I'm going to work. Bye.
I finally added this guy.
Frank's really leaving.
Frank, come back here.
Frank, dude.
Now you're fired.
Yeah.
It's like the Howard Stern show when he used to tell people to get out of his studio that worked for him. Like, he'd tell Benji, you know what, Benji, just go. Just go. I don't even want you in my studio anymore.
Or when he's like fighting Artie Lang, he has to get it laying out of the
He used to tell people to leave, and then they
Yeah.
really wouldn't leave. And they'd be like, well, I knew you were just messing around anyway, so I didn't really leave. That's what this is. Get out. Just get out. Okay.
Frank sucking all the fun out of it.
I finally
Freaking
added
Man
the
I Love
guy.
Friday,
I said, yeah, I know, right? Welcome back.
It's been a long week.
It's been freaking 3
We've
weeks
been without
us.
3 weeks without MILFs, and now
Yeah.
we're finally back.
Freaking
We got
bone
it back.
dry over
We got
here.
it back in our life. I've
Bone
got
dry.
suffering from blue balls and everything over here after 3
God
weeks.
damn it, Frank.
Your mom is the MILF of the day, just for that.
Oh,
Just for that, she becomes the official MILF of the day.
Asshole.
She's not listening anyway.
I know.
I know.
So why does it matter?
I don't know.
I finally added the guy. I said, at unread 61. Laugh out loud. You do realize you suck at being a troll, right? People just think you look like an idiot. You aren't actually trolling anybody. I pretty much had to. I was like, you know what? Somebody needs to bring it to his attention. You suck at being a troll.
Yeah.
You look like an
Is
idiot.
that even his real profile pic, bro?
I don't know. People just think he looks like an idiot, and they're entertained by him. He's not actually trolling anybody. Which he responded with, I can trigger you morons with one tweet and do it with ease. Now go play, son.
Now go play, son.
Yeah, you see, so I kind of gave him like the chuckle, like that laughing, crying face.
Yeah.
And I said, the funny thing is that the emoji, and I said, the funny thing is you actually believe this nonsense. Nobody's triggered by you. It's just entertaining to watch you look stupid. And he said, enjoy another losing season of 8-8. See ya.
Losing season of 8-8.
Wait till the tables turn on him and his Cowboys get a losing season.
First of all,
8-8.
You mean,
Asshole.
Yeah, oh, wait, enjoy another losing season of 8-8. See ya. Your Cowboys have been nothing but 8-8 for, the entire Tony Romo, the entire Tony Romo run as quarterback. You guys were an 8-8 football team.
I think this is the first time you guys touched 13 wins in the last 5 years.
If anybody knows anything about being 8-8, it's you guys.
Yeah.
So, but, first of all, let's start with the fact that I'm not even going to go there to the obvious side that the Cowboys have been 8-8 for how long. I went to what was even more obvious to anybody with a brain. 8-8 is not a losing season. It's simple math. It's not a winning season, but it's not a losing season.
Neutral.
That's why it's 50-50. That's why it's a 500 record.
Yeah.
You've won 50% of your games. It's not a losing season, dumbass. He said, enjoy another losing season of 8-8. See ya. Now, I really don't think the guy's so stupid to honestly believe that's a losing season. I just think he's trying to troll. But to my point that I'm making, that's not trolling. That's not any good. You're not good at trolling. So I told him, I said, that's not a losing season. Thanks for proving my point. Your troll game needs a lot of work. And he responded with, it's a losing season to the rest of the NFL. 500 is only winning to Eagles fans.
What an idiot.
No, it's just simple math.
Christ.
Frank, what is 8 plus 8?
16.
What's half of 16?
8.
So if you win 8 games out of 16, did you lose more games than you won?
Well, according to this fucker, it's a losing season.
So
Jesus Christ.
So we won 8 games and we play 16 games in a
God.
season. So in order to get this to that number of 16, you'd have to have lost 8 games as well, or somehow lost 7 and tied 1 or whatever.
Yeah.
But for all intents and purposes, you lost 8 games as well. So if you've won just as many games as you lost, you didn't have a winning or a losing season.
It's freaking neutral.
It's an 8-8 season. It's a 500 record. But he said it's a losing season to the rest of the NFL. 500's only winning the Eagles fans. I don't think any of us said it was a winning season either. I just said it was simple math, and 8-8's not a losing record. Apparently, your math is worse than your troll game. That was one of my favorites.
Yeah,
that's a good. I was like, apparently your math is worse than your troll game. So.
Yeah, you won that. You won that battle.
Well, you gotta love it because this is what he said. Listen, genius, 8-8 isn't winning either. Gotta run. Peace, man. Enjoy the game tonight. Wentz needs the practice. Which I then responded with, have fun, go back go back underneath your bridge, you know what I mean? Like, okay, I guess I'll see you when you come back from underneath your bridge, since that's where trolls live.
Have fun cheering for a guy that beats his girlfriend 3 times in the same week.
Yeah.
Good job, scumbag.
Listen, genius, 8-8 isn't winning. That's how you know you've really, really made somebody look bad. Gotta run, peace. I don't have time for this anymore. Dude, all you had time to try to troll people for the past 3 hours.
He caught that L.
All of a sudden you catch an L on Twitter, and now all of a sudden, you got to run. Ain't that a bitch?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that would be a fun thing to share with the show. As I was in the middle of going through that yesterday, I said that'll be some extra material to add to the show.
Penn State just gave James Franklin a new deal.
Did they?
$5.7 million for the next 6 years.
James Franklin's an example of a guy kind of similar to what I was talking about with Doug Peterson, right? James Franklin, for all intents and purposes,
won over that locker room.
Pretty good head coach. You don't go to Vanderbilt and make it to bowl games without being a damn good head coach. At one point before that, he was the head coach in waiting for the University of Maryland. Then he gets hired by Penn State. He was almost out of a job at Penn State.
Yeah.
Then what happened? He turned over play calling duties to his assistant, right? And said, you know what? I'll just focus on being a head coach. I'm going to let my offensive coordinator call offensive plays. My defensive coordinator will call defensive plays. I'm just going to coach. All of a sudden, they went on the big winning streak. They won the Big Ten, and they went and played against USC in the Rose Bowl. And now, all of a sudden, they
choked that Rose Bowl game away.
They weren't good enough to win that Rose Bowl game.
I don't care.
Their quarterback stinks.
Shut all their Penn State fans up.
Hold on, though. Their quarterback stinks.
Who, McSorley?
Yeah, whoever. McSorley, yeah. McSorley excuse for a quarterback?
McSorley,
yeah, him.
Yeah.
A McSorley excuse for a Division I quarterback? Yeah, him. That guy.
Yeah, he stinks.
Yeah, the fact that they won a Rose Bowl or went to a Rose Bowl with him as the starting quarterback
and lost to USC again
says something.
And the last Rose Bowl they were in, they lost to Mark Sanchez.
They did. They actually had probably more of a legitimate chance to win that one. They had a better team.
Yeah.
Well, better quarterback, better weapons on the outside, stuff like that. But
Frank, you're the college football guru.
Yep.
Who's winning the Big Ten?
Penn State.
Who's winning the Big Ten?
Who's winning the Big Ten?
Be real.
Be real. I mean, Penn State will be in the running. Of course, Michigan will be in the running.
Does it come down to the normal 3 teams? It's going to be Ohio State, Michigan, Penn State this year? Is that what it's back to?
Ohio State is going to win the Big Ten.
No. I can't stand Urban Meyer.
I can't stand. I can't stand that team either.
I'd rather see Harbaugh and Michigan go win the Big Ten.
They didn't lose anything, dude.
Than Ohio State.
Ohio State didn't lose.
Ohio State never loses anything.
They have the
but let's not act like Michigan loses
freshman
anything.
Class last year, which I think with being a year older, I think they're well into playoff position.
Let's not act like Michigan has lost anything. Michigan's only gotten better. Michigan's had just as good of a recruiting class as Ohio State.
Exactly, but
and Harbaugh's running satellite camps all over the fucking country.
If I'm looking at it right now, based on what I've seen last year, I have to give it to Ohio State.
Who's going to stop Barkley? Is that kid? That kid's going to be. Is he a Heisman Trophy candidate this year?
Who
the running back?
The running back
for Penn State.
Saquon Barkley.
Yeah. He's got to be a legit Heisman candidate.
He's in the running. He's in the running
with McSorley as your quarterback. I mean, he's going to carry the ball a ton.
I mean, Saquon is well in the running. I know DeAndre Francois, Darius Geis. Lamar Jackson.
That sorry-ass quarterback from Florida State.
DeAndre Francois. Yeah.
Oh, stop it.
He's in the running.
He stinks.
Stop it.
Okay, dude.
No, I'm saying no. I don't. I'm telling Frank to stop it.
I'm trying to think of all the other names.
I'm not. I mean, he needs to take a big step forward this year for me to. Think that they're going to be back in the running in the ACC.
I mean, I actually do have Florida State winning the ACC.
Really?
Yeah. I just think Clemson, I think with some of the losses they had in the offseason, I think they're going to
think Clemson takes a step back.
I think they take a step back, but not a significant step back. I think it's that matchup against Florida State that's going to basically determine who's going to win that entire division for the for their respective conference. But I think Florida State's going to take the. I think they're in the Coastal, I believe. It's one of them. But they're gonna take their respective conference and win the ACC because Miami. I just don't think they're not there yet. I mean, they'll make a run, but I don't think Miami's going to take the ACC yet.
Yeah, but you give him
who's the head coach of Miami?
Mark Richt. He came from Georgia, and I mean he's legit. Obviously, I mean,
he is a legit coach.
He did a lot of good shit at Georgia, and he comes into a place that it's his alma mater.
Yeah,
he's a former Miami quarterback. I mean, listen, Miami's not going to have any better chance to get back to prominence than they do right now under Mark Richt. If they're ever going to get back to prominence, he's going to be the guy.
Here's my thing with Mark Richt. Like Mark Richt, great coach, but the problem is he hasn't won the games that really matter. Take case in point in Georgia, where he had the chance to win a couple SEC championship. He also had a chance to actually clinch the SEC East.
Yeah,
but when it really mattered, he did not.
Yeah, but
he did not get the job done.
To me, that's a little bit of a skewed stat. First of all, Georgia took a step back last year after he left with what's his name?
Nick Chubb.
No, not Chubb is the running back. The head coach. The former defensive coordinator.
Muschamp. Was it Muschamp?
No, the former defensive coordinator at Alabama.
Oh,
he was Saban's right hand man for.
Kirby Smart. Kirby Smart.
Right, there you go. Kirby Smart. They took a little bit of a step back under him compared to Mark Richt won 9 games a year. They averaged 9 wins a year in the toughest conference in college football.
Yeah.
In the SEC. Like when you average 9 wins a year in the toughest conference in college football, I mean, first of all, a lot of those years nobody was going to beat Alabama.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
A few of those years nobody was going to beat Auburn. And so I mean, like you're in a tough position if you're Georgia. Like they won close. They were winning. They were competing to win 10 games every single season. If you win 10 games every single season, like in the SEC, like I mean that's some legit stuff. You know what I mean? Like especially when you're not a team that's Alabama, Auburn, or Florida. And Florida was dominating for a while.
Oh yeah, Florida was
early in his time at Georgia.
Yeah.
So there was a time when you weren't going to beat Alabama, you weren't going to beat Florida, and then there was a few years there with Newton and shit like that where you weren't going to beat Auburn.
Yeah.
So I mean and then South Carolina was tough for a few years with Marcus Lattimore. Marcus Lattimore was there.
He blew up his knee, man.
Just terrible.
Jesus.
That's a guy. Think about the career that guy could have had in the NFL.
Oh yeah.
If he doesn't blow apart his knee, they were they could have they were on their way to possibly playing in a BCS bowl game that year if he doesn't blow apart his knee. Think about the start they got off to. They ran Georgia out the building.
He just didn't, dislocate his knee. He blew that knee up.
James Andrews said it was worse than the Willis McGahee injury.
Yeah.
He worked on both injuries. James Andrews worked on the Willis McGahee injury from back in the day, and he worked on the Marcus Lattimore injury. He said he's never seen a knee injury worse than the Marcus Lattimore knee injury. It was worse than the McGahee thing. And when the McGahee thing happened, we all thought, oh, my God, there's never going to be a worse knee injury than that. Right. That's just insane. He said Lattimore's knee injury was the worst knee injury he's ever seen. That kid's coaching high school football, though, now in South Carolina, back in Columbia.
Yep.
He's coaching high school football.
Heathwood Hall Episcopal School in Columbia, yeah.
But, for the most time, when Rick was there, and even, like, some of Rick's best Georgia teams, like, when you think about Rick's best Georgia teams during those times, the mid-2000s up until, like, about 2010, there was 4 teams that you thought about in the SEC every single year that were, like, all powerhouses. Alabama, Florida. I mean, get some soda. Some Florida.
Man, what is that, unread 61.
Alabama.
Jesus.
Alabama, Georgia, Florida, and Auburn. Those are your 4 schools that like circa like 2009, 2008 or 2009.
And Tebow was still at Florida too, right?
Yeah.
Right. That was when their whole dominant thing. Like circa 2008. Like you had 4 schools, well, 3 schools really at that time because Auburn wasn't even on that level. It was
until
2011. Until Newton got there. It was 3 schools that were the powerhouse schools in the SEC. You had Alabama, you had Florida, you had Georgia. Those were the 3 powerhouses. Georgia won 11 games, a couple of different years. They went to a BCS bowl game. Remember them running Hawaii out of the building. They just whipped Hawaii's ass the one year with Colt Brennan as quarterback.
Yeah, the undefeated Hawaii squad.
So, I look at that as
I forgot about the Hawaii squad that went undefeated.
Yeah.
A lot. Like I heard that argument last year where people said, "Oh, well, this is a guy that underachieved at Georgia." Like, did he really underachieve? Like, you know.
Who, McCarron?
No, there's saying they said that Rick underachieved at Georgia.
Mark Rick.
Yeah, like I've heard that argument. Like I heard that, like, oh, he underachieved at Georgia, but like
he did great.
Not really though. Like he did like for what that conference was. Like he did as good as you could possibly ask. I mean, they weren't going to go beat Alabama. When Nick Saban was there to go win the SEC most years, and then years that Nick Saban wasn't winning the SEC, Urban Meyer was winning it at Florida.
Yeah.
You know, and then the one year that neither one of them win it, you've got Cam Newton, who puts on the freakiest performance, one of the greatest years we've ever seen out of anybody in college football.
And wins a championship.
You know, and then after all that, then they expand the SEC and they bring in these other schools, the Texas A&Ms and the Missouris and the all that. So I don't really know how much he underachieved there, as people said, but that's all kind of irrelevant because the ACC is not the SEC. You bring in a legit guy like that from the SEC to now coach a school in the ACC, you're going to see instant dividends.
Yeah.
And they did. I mean, remember at one point to start the year last year, they were in the top 25. They had a really good start to the year.
Who was Miami's
Brad
quarterback?
Kaya.
Yeah, Kaya was the quarterback.
And I thought he should have stayed in, and he should. He went undrafted.
He should have stayed.
If he stays,
no, he got drafted.
Late, like super
seventh
late.
round, yeah.
Okay, whatever. Practically, might as well have been undrafted.
Yeah.
Same thing as Chad Kelly, the last pick.
Yeah, which Kelly might actually walk into a situation in Denver that's not too bad.
Yeah.
Because, let's be honest,
Paxton
Lynch stinks. Trevor Siemian has, no future as a starter in this league. And Chad Kelly at least has an NFL skill set.
Yeah. Can't believe how far that went down with Chad Kelly.
Who did Kaya get drafted to?
Detroit.
Detroit.
See, if I'm Kaya, I would have stayed one more year.
He should have stayed one more year.
Because
Kaya and Mahomes.
You could have done big things in your second year of the system under Mark Richt. Now they're going to take a step forward this year. He's got some of his players in there. It's his system in there now. You could have done some big things if you were Brad Kaya. And it's not like some of these guys go to the NFL because, the family background and I want the payday.
Right.
Brad Kaya's mom was in the Friday movie.
Yeah.
You know the scene, Bye Felicia? Yeah. That was his mom that played the bitch in that movie, that Ice Cube saying Bye Felicia to. Huh. That's Brad Kaya's mom.
Really?
She was an actress. Right. He grew up in not far from Hollywood in California. Right. And his mom was an actress and she was
the money's there.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. He could have stayed in school, got a degree, maybe done some big things. They could have possibly challenged to win the ACC.
Oh, yeah.
The ACC in some ways is a very open conference.
Yeah.
Florida State's going to be good. You always know Clemson's going to be good. But outside of that, North Carolina had a decent year. Remember, North Carolina won 10 games a couple years back, or last year, whatever it was. They made a little bit of a run. Georgia Tech had a couple years there in the ACC where they would make a run.
Yeah.
See, outside of Clemson and Florida State,
it's wide open.
The ACC, it's open for a third team to have a really good year.
Right.
Yeah. Louisville,
Louisville, they always put themselves in the run.
They're not in the ACC.
Yes, they are.
They are in the ACC
yeah,
now. They moved from the American over to there.
Yeah.
But Louisville started. A couple years, but they started their whole run.
Lamar Jackson's the quarterback there.
Yeah,
right.
still the quarterback.
And they started that whole run when they were part of the American Conference still with UCF, and then they moved to the ACC. But like you saw last year, there's a team. They end up in the picture at the end. They end up in the ACC picture just because it's type of conference.
And they blew that game against Florida State.
They weren't ready, though, yet. They weren't ready. They're still super young.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And Bobby Petrino has won everywhere he's been. You know this from his time at Western Kentucky. He wasn't going to stay there. That was just a great place for him to bounce back with.
Yeah.
But Bobby Petrino's won everywhere he's been.
Oh, yeah.
Bobby Petrino won at Arkansas with Ryan Mallett. Would probably still be winning at Arkansas if it wasn't for him fucking himself over. He won at Louisville before, and then he got hired by the Falcons to groom Michael Vick into a pocket passer, and then Michael Vick fucked everything up by going and getting arrested for dogfighting. Remember that old thing?
Yeah.
Remember before all that, they hired Petrino to be the guy. And then he was going to be the guy that was going to, be the guy that finally turns Vic into more of a prototype pocket passer, because his quarterback was at Louisville.
Oh,
it
was which one? Oh, it's Brian Brom.
Brian Brom, and Brian Brom's older brother Jeff was an assistant for Petrino
and was a head coach at Western before he jumped ship to Purdue.
Brian Brom, remember Brian Brom had a huge year for Louisville, and it was if he would have went out after his junior year, it was expected he would have been the top pick.
Yeah.
Well, one of the top picks. Instead, he stayed in school for his senior year. Petrino had left. to go coach the Atlanta Falcons. He had a new head coach, and they went like 6-6 that year, or 7-5 in Louisville, and he ended up being a third-round pick. I don't even know if he ever saw an NFL game.
No, he was a second-round pick.
Second-round pick,
backed
whatever.
up to Favre.
He got drafted by the Packers.
Yeah, and Rodgers, I believe.
But yeah, Petrino was like people. I remember people saying, "Oh, he turned his back on the Falcons." No, what happened there was he signed up to coach Michael Vick, and then Michael Vick got thrown in jail, and he decided, "The hell with this! I'll go take any college job in America because they're going to offer me any college job in America."
You think Chip Kelly's going back to college?
I think Chip Kelly's more of he needs the right job. Like Petrino will coach at any school in America; he does not care. Mm-hmm. Chip Kelly, I heard a lot of people mention Chip Kelly for the Ole Miss opening. I don't think Chip and Ole Miss mesh. I don't think that's a good match. Chip Kelly in the South with an SEC program, it's just not like
it doesn't click.
It does not mesh.
Yeah, it doesn't click.
I think Chip is. It's more likely he takes that UCLA job or something once Jim Mora gets fired. I think that's more likely that job becomes open at some point in the next couple of years, and Chip will take that job.
Bring back UCLA from the dead.
Because he could have, he technically, if he wanted the Oregon job, I think he could have had it.
Could have had it.
He didn't want it, so they hired Willie Taggart.
Yeah, a former West. You're torturing me with this.
I bring it up
You're bringing up all these constant Western Kentucky coaches.
Willie Taggart, greatest quarterback in the history of Western Kentucky.
And even earlier in the show, you brought up the Harbaughs, so I'm like...
Jack Harbaugh.
The
father coached at Western Kentucky for all those years. Listen, you can't blame these coaches for leaving that piece of shit campus. That facility is like...
Yeah, that piece of shit campus.
It's a decent football field, but I mean, if Purdue offers you a head coaching job, you're not going to say, "Yeah, I like what I have here at Western Kentucky." The hell you do.
You could play coach in the Big Ten.
You go spend 2 hours in Kentucky outside of that campus, and you're looking for a tornado to touch down and take you anywhere.
Yeah. Shit campus.
Shut up, Frank. Shut up, Ralph. You haven't even been there. Shut up, Ralph. Never even been. I've at least been there. I can speak firsthand about it.
Shit campus with shit food.
Yeah, I agree with the food.
The cheese steaks.
The infamous Kentucky cheesesteak. Ugh, that was nasty.
Jesus.
The only reason I got it was just so I could take that damn picture of it.
I'll tell you what. I thought Philly fans were rough. I spent We went and watched a football game. We spent 20 minutes in the rowdy-ass student section near some of his buddies.
I started that, damn it.
I thought Philly fans were rough.
Yeah, we were nasty.
This southern white dude was calling the quarterback on the other team
a faggot.
I don't think you can say that on the air.
Well, a bundle of sticks. A metrosexual. There we go.
Now we're all suspended. God damn
it.
Frank.
There was a reason I wasn't going to say it.
But I was quoting. It's not like I'm going to say the N-word all over the place. I'm not going to say that.
You might as well at this point. We already said.
Well, I ain't going to say it.
At this point, we've already crossed the line, so who the fuck cares?
I mean.
Great. Now,
oh my God.
3 weeks to get back on the show.
Great.
Now we're going to have to wait another 3 weeks.
Well, yeah.
Thanks, Frank.
All right, continue the story. Continue the story.
But yeah, I was like, listen, I've been to a lot of sporting events in Philly. I've never heard a Philadelphia fan drop that word on somebody.
Yeah.
Never heard that get yelled by a Philly fan.
Yeah.
We're dropping that at a Western Kentucky football game.
Oh yeah.
But then a few years later, we found out it was the crazy Christian bitch that didn't want to sign the gay marriage laws into effect.
Oh,
she's
Kim
from
Davis.
Kentucky. Yeah, that crazy bitch.
Yeah.
She's from Kentucky. So now I guess
Eastern Kentucky.
So now I guess it's all the same shit. Don't act like it's any different. Kentucky is Kentucky.
Eastern Kentucky's poorer than Western Kentucky.
It's all redneck as hell. It's Kentucky is Kentucky.
ATVs,
cousin loving.
They say
Jesus.
Tar. That's tire. That's how they say tire in Kentucky.
You got a pen. That's how they say pens and everything. You got pen. I love pens.
chewing tobacco.
Chewing tobacco and dip.
Let me tell you. You want a shitty experience? Drive through Louisville. Oh my God.
Ugh.
Really?
Oh.
It's not the best.
Is that bad?
It's a piece of shit city.
I mean, when you're near the stadiums, it's not bad,
It's
but
a piece of shit city.
But all in all, it's awful.
Piece of shit city.
It's a piece of
It's
shit
awful.
city.
It makes Philadelphia look good.
The only good thing that have ever come out of Louisville is Muhammad Ali. The only good thing. And Papa John's.
And Colonel Sanders.
Nope. He doesn't even get credit.
Well, he's not even.
Well, he's dead. So.
Papa John's was founded in Louisville.
In a broom closet.
So much so that that's the. You ever watch a Louisville game and see their football stadium?
Yeah.
It's Papa John Cardinal Stadium. Yeah, Papa John's a big deal in Louisville.
Yeah, it was founded in a broom closet.
I'm pretty sure that's why Peyton had such a good relationship with him.
How the hell was it found in a broom closet?
It was like a bar or something, and I guess Papa John wanted. Hey, I'm going to make pizzas separately, so he's like, I'm going to make it in a broom closet. So he's making pizzas in a broom closet.
Sounds healthy.
I know.
Sounds like
a multi-million.
That's why it gives me the runs.
Sounds like that was really going to pass with the health inspection if they knew that was going on.
Yeah.
God damn.
I'm Larry.
I didn't order cockroaches on my pizza.
I'm Larry. I'm the health inspector.
Let's see. Who else is from Louisville? You have Muhammad Ali. I haven't really. You have the Brahms.
They're really relevant.
Well, I mean, they're pretty popular. Jim Cornette. Tom.
I bet you there's a lot of professional wrestlers for that. Dan Ugler's, I believe, from Louisville, too.
Tom Cruise lived in Louisville.
Why? Why does Tom...
I don't even know.
A shitty city with a shitty actor.
Why is Tom Cruise living in Louisville?
Well, he lived there as a teenager.
I'm sure. Explains a lot.
Yeah. Oh, the guy who made Birth of a Nation, D.W. Griffith, also from Louisville. One of the greatest films ever. Let's see. Paul Horning. Who else? Oh, you might know this one, Zach. Tom Kennedy. Formerly of
The Kennedys?
No, the game show host.
Tom Kennedy.
Tom Kennedy.
From
Body Language.
Oh, I know Body Language.
Jennifer Lawrence is from Louisville. That turtle-looking motherfucker, Mitch McConnell. Oh, here's another one. You might know this one, too. Jack Nars, another game show host. Let's see. Who else? Of course, Rick Pitino's from Louisville.
He's not from there. He just lives there now.
John Rauch, Pee Wee Reese, Rob Riggle. Rajon Rondo's from Louisville. Your boy, D'Angelo Russell.
There's a lot of
formerly your boy.
A lot of unsuccessful people from
the
snake
Papa
of all
John.
snakes.
Let's see. Yep, Dan Ugla, Johnny Unitas, Wes Sunseld.
Oh, Johnny Unitas.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
We want to talk about a fall off of Dan Ugla.
Yeah, Johnny Unitas officially becomes maybe the greatest thing to ever come out of Louisville.
Yeah.
Behind Muhammad Ali.
I might even put Unitas ahead of Ali.
Put them both
well,
together.
You're stupid, so.
All right. We need to get a break. We're at crunch time right now.
You hear this? I'm stupid. That's Ralph's opinion. Ralph's opinion is I'm stupid, but not quite as stupid as this dumb Cowboys Twitter troll, right? Okay.
8-8's a losing season.
And the Nazis.
Yes. This is the Rundown, A2DRadio.com. We're brought to you by the Sports Outlet. For all your sporting needs, go to 703 on the Black Horse Pike, Glendora, New Jersey. 856-939-2030. Sports Outlet NJ at Comcast.net. Visit the website, sportsoutletinc.com.
A2DRadio.com is sponsored by the Sports Outlet for all your sporting needs. Located 703 Black Horse Pike in Glendora, New Jersey. Give them a call at 856-939-2030 or email them at sportsoutletnj@comcast.net or visit them on the web at www.sportsoutletinc.com for all your sporting needs. The Sports Outlet.
get your skills in shape, then contact the Scanzano Sports Center, located at 5 Carnegie Plaza in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. You can give them a call at 856-889-3434 or visit them on the web at www.scanzanosports.com. John Scanzano offers individual, semi-private, and team training lessons in hitting, pitching, catching, outfield, along with turf rentals. The Scanzano Sports Center is equipped with a 31,000 square foot indoor facility, 4 batting cages, and a 4,000 square foot strengthening and conditioning room. So what are you waiting for? Contact the Scanzano Sports Center today.
A2DRadio.com is proudly sponsored by Gibson Mayer LLC Certified Public Accountants. Gibson Mayer, located in Yardley, PA, is a leading accounting and business consulting firm with a proven track record of handling critical issues with expertise across many different industries, including construction, distribution, hospitality, manufacturing, real estate, service trades, merchandising, professional services, and professional athletes. Give them a call at 215-369-3300. That's 215-369-3300. Your initial consultation is always free, and if you tell them that Tom and Mike from AM and the PM sent you, you'll receive 15% off all income tax services completed by February 15th. That's Gibson Mayer LLC Certified Public Accountants, 215-369-3300, or visit them on the web at www.gibsonmayer.com. That's gibsonmayer.com.
Fellas, you ever come in from that baseball or football game and your woman won't come near you because you stink beyond belief? Then you need Soap Stash. You should never settle for a generic hygiene product that only covers up the stench. Treat your skin with the best nutrients. Feel clean with the only soap you'll need. The highest grade carrier oils are ingrained in all of their products, which are 100% natural and terrific for your skin. No sulfates, parabens, or phthalates, and synthetic fragrance free. Contact Soap Stash for your sample package and give your woman what she deserves. You can contact Soap Stash at 844-890-3197 or visit them on the web at soapstash.com or Facebook at Soapstash LLC. Once again, their number is 844-890-3197. Soap Stash, the new soap standard. A2DRadio.com is sponsored by the Sports Outlet for all your sporting needs. Located at 703 Black Horse Pike in Glendora, New Jersey. Give them a call at 856-939-2030 or email them at sportsoutletnj@comcast.net or visit them on the web at www.sportsoutletinc.com for all your sporting needs. The Sports Outlet.
Get your skills in shape, then contact the Scanzano Sports Center, located at 5 Carnegie Plaza in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. You can give them a call at 856-889-3434 or visit them on the web at www.scanzanosports.com. John Scanzano offers individual, semi-private, and team training lessons in hitting, pitching, catching, outfield, along with turf rentals. The Scanzano Sports Center is equipped with a 31,000 square foot indoor facility, 4 batting cages, and a 4,000 square foot strengthening and conditioning room. So what are you waiting for? Contact the Scanzano Sports Center today.
A2DRadio.com is proudly sponsored by Gibson Mayer LLC Certified Public Accountants. Gibson Mayer, located in Yardley, PA, is a leading accounting and business consulting firm with a proven track record of handling critical issues with expertise across many different industries, including construction, distribution, hospitality, manufacturing, real estate, service trades, merchandising, professional services, and professional athletes. give them a call at 215-369-3300. That's 215-369-3300. Your initial consultation is always free, and if you tell them that Tom and Mike from AM and the PM sent you, you'll receive 15% off all income tax services completed by February 15th. That's Gibson Mayer LLC Certified Public Accountants, 215-369-3300, or visit them on the web at www.gibsonmayer.com. That's gibsonmayer.com.
Fellas, you ever come in from that baseball or football game and your woman won't come near you because you stink beyond belief? Then you need Soap Stash. You should never settle for a generic hygiene product that only covers up the stench. Treat your skin with the best nutrients. Feel clean with the only soap you'll need. The highest grade carrier oils are ingrained in all of their products, which are 100% natural and terrific for your skin. No sulfates, parabens, or phthalates, and synthetic fragrance free. Contact Soap Stash for your sample package and give your woman what she deserves. You can contact Soap Stash at 844-890-3197 or visit them on the web at soapstash.com or Facebook at Soapstash LLC. Once again, their number is 844-890-3197. Soap Stash, the new soap standard.
This is the Rundown, A2DRadio.com. As I check all my Twitter updates, I do see the James Franklin news. I see Steve Bannon is now out at the White House.
Thank God.
I don't think that's the person that most people wanted out of the White House.
But he's among top of the list.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh, Britt McHenry is trending. I wonder what Britt McHenry
what's
is
she
hot.
do now?
She is hot.
Flip out on another repo girl?
No, Kevin Durant. She's in a Twitter. She's in a war of words with Kevin Durant.
Wow.
Let's look this up.
Apparently, she criticized Kevin Durant because Durant said he's not going to go to the White House, to celebrate, the championship or whatever, because he doesn't, believe in the leader of this country at the moment, which,
At least a good chunk of the people believe so.
Listen, it's hard to defend,
Donnie.
recent comments about, Charlottesville. That was a little crazy. I know actually some pretty rabid Trump supporters who, support him for reasons outside, of who he is as a person.
Name all two.
Well, no, listen, I'll tell you this. Down in Florida, there's a lot of Trump supporters because it has nothing to do with his personal beliefs or the things he says. It has to do with the economy. Like, when you're a small business, it's a big deal for a lot of these small businesses, not for Trump necessarily being in office, but for a guy like Trump, for a Republican on that side, because Hillary winning the election would have put a lot of those small businesses out of business. They would have been shut down. So you'd be surprised down south how many just businesses are in support. You'll see the Donald Trump signs outside of the businesses because it's important to these businesses thriving for Donald Trump to be in office. But even people like that I knew that supported him, it's impossible to defend his comments revolving around the Charlottesville, incidents with the neo-Nazis and all that. It's it's pretty rough.
Fuck the Nazis.
I just saw this with the thing that you liked last night. There's another short yardage situation where a dog calls a sweep to Aguilar. I'll throw things, and it's the guy throwing out the TV.
Yes.
I saw that.
Yes. That type of shit.
Throwing the TV
You know who
out
wouldn't
the window.
call an end around the Nelson Aguilar on 2nd and 1 if he was calling plays?
Who?
Deuce Staley.
Yeah,
Deuce Staley would hand it to LeGarrette Blount because,
up the middle.
Deuce Staley understands.
Get it first down.
That's
and
the
move
easy way to
chains.
convert on 2nd and 1. You know what else I'd like to see on 2nd and 1?
Who?
Other than an end around on Nelson Aguilar? Can we just see Nelson Wentz sneak? Nelson Wentz. Can we see Carson Wentz sneak it, please? I don't need to see Nelson Aguilar doing an end around. And I'd like to see Carson Wentz sneak the ball up the middle every once in a while. 6'5".
280 pounds.
He's not 280.
Nah, he's not 280, Ralph.
You're 280, Ralph. That's not Carson Wentz.
225.
That's probably closer, yes. He could just sneak it up the middle. I think he can get a yard, can he not? He'll probably be more successful at getting a yard than Nelson Aguilar.
Yeah. Probably be more successful, catching the ball than Aguilar, too. Throw Wentz out a wide receiver.
Britt McHenry, this was her tweet. She said, if issue is divisiveness in the USA, then use celebrity and platform to come together. Great leaders meet, not shun invitations to the White House. Kevin Durant responded with, boo-hoo, sad story, keep telling me more. Which apparently has now started a war of words with Britt McHenry.
Well, didn't she do something with a repo girl or something like that?
Britt McHenry went. She's a Northwestern University graduate, and her daddy has a lot of money. And the rumor was that she kind of feels entitled, and she acts as if she's entitled. Apparently, some of her own colleagues at ESPN don't like her because of how entitled she acts.
Well, then go do politics, bitch.
From everything I heard, she is a bitch.
Oh, is she really? Is that what?
Yeah, she's a pretty big bitch. Yeah, she got her master's degree from Northwestern, so she kind of feels she feels like she's smarter than most people because she got a master's degree from Northwestern, and that she's probably entitled now to go out and tell people like Kevin Durant this is the way it is. Because, I have a master's from Northwestern, and that's a smart university, so, I know more than you.
Typical shit.
Typical
ESPN type shit.
Jeez, no wonder why people are avoiding them.
97 years ago today. Does anybody know what happened?
97 years ago today?
Yes.
So what year would that be? What year would that be?
That would be 1919. No, 1918. No, 1917. Let's see what happened in 19.
Is it sports related?
No.
All right, so it's history related.
If it was 97 years ago, what was it? We had the baseball related because the NFL didn't really.
It didn't exist yet. What happened?
No, it would have had to be Major League Baseball pretty much.
What's today? It's August 18th, 2017, 9 years ago. I'm going to say that the United States declares war on the Axis because of the Lusitania.
I don't think that's close at all, actually.
I don't even know. I was trying to make some sort of guess.
The 19th Amendment was ratified, guaranteeing women the right to vote.
Well.
Great. That's cool.
Yeah. That's a neat little factoid.
97 years ago today, one of the biggest mistakes in American history. No.
Jesus Christ.
Yep, there goes the show.
That's 2 weeks now.
Probably.
We'll get a phone call tonight.
Yeah, no, the 19th Amendment was ratified 97 years ago today, guaranteeing women the right to vote. So that would have been 1920.
Yes.
Makes sense. See, maybe you should have came to that conclusion before you just threw out a wild guess.
Well, I mean,
that would have been 1920. Let's see what was going on in 1920.
Oh.
What was going on in 1920?
Not a lot.
Women
Titanic
got the
sunk.
Yeah, but that was 1912.
Oh well, close enough.
8 years off.
Yeah.
I wonder if they
probably like three
I
cars
wonder
on the
if
road.
they showed respect to Titanic over the next 50 years, kind of similar to how we do with 9/11 and shit like that now.
Jeez.
I wonder.
There's
if
probably going to be a movie starring
There's already been a 9/11 movie.
Yeah, but I mean, from the Twin Towers and all that.
The vantage point from.
Yeah. Like a Survivor or something.
Like the Titanic.
They did
Titanic, but not as sappy.
They did the World Trade Center movie with two of the officers that were the 18th and 19th people to be rescued. They were firefighters. They were trapped in the rubble. The building collapsed. That was the whole World Trade Center movie.
It
followed two New York. It was called the World Trade Center movie.
No, it was called Ladder something, wasn't it?
No, Ladder 49 is different.
That was a different movie. That was a fake story. That was still a really good movie. It just wasn't based on a true story. It was the World Trade Center movie.
The World Trade Center.
And then they had Ladder 39 Flight 93. That was that was related to the plane that crashed in PA. But it was the World Trade Center movie. I went and saw it in theaters.
Well, split my dick and call me Caitlin. It is World Trade Center.
I know. They should create a movie like that. Oh, you mean like the one they already did, like 12 years ago?
Or maybe the one that Peter Griffin suggested on Family Guy, September 11, 2000 fun.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, this
let's wrap this
Kevin
up
Durant
before it gets...
officially said,
Wrap this shit
He
up.
said, no, I won't. I don't respect who's in the office right now, so no, I won't do that. When asked if he would attend the White House if invited, Britt McHenry responded with, I don't respect that you joined a super team to win an NBA title, but I still watched.
All right.
Which is, okay. That's how, you have a master's degree from Northwestern and you sound that stupid, Britt. They let anybody in there, huh?
Yeah.
I guess if Daddy has enough money, they'll allow anybody in that school.
Yeah, pretty much.
Pretty much how college works.
All right.
Doesn't really matter what university. This has been The Rundown, A2DRadio.com, brought to you by BMW of Atlantic City, Scanzano Sports Center, Gibson Mayer LLC, The Sports Outlet, and Liberty Event Rentals at 2154 East Cambria Street in Philadelphia, 267-314-7368. For Zach Perry, Ralph Delavecchio, Frank Vespi, this has been The Rundown, A2DRadio.com. Take care, everybody.